see our faces.
That's fine. I wave to the camera every
So make faces now.
Wow, those are glorious. Ryan's was the best.
Speaking of Ryan's, I was rewatching today, and I finally saw the face that Ryan made last session that I missed. That was the best face. It was great.
Which face was it?
The like face
I'm like, I'm not gonna copy it because it won't look as good on me.
with the big eyes.
No, it was terrible.
Okay.
Well, it was while the druids came into the bar, and then Robert was like, "They're human." No, wait, never mind. No, they're not. And then Ryan made this hideous face, and it was the best. I loved it.
It's amazing. All right, everyone. Welcome to Valendor. Wow, brain fart. Okay, so as anyone anyone that's followed us on Twitter might know. You're holding it up to the camera that no one can see.
They can still hear it.
I know. Anyone that follows us on Twitter will know we have a new player joining the ranks of the Half Steps today.
Woo!
Very, very excited to have a super awesome person here with us. We will get to that momentarily.
Let me know when you want me to take down the splash.
Yeah, I wanted to leave it up for a second here. So anyone, you might know the usual crew of the Half Steps. We have Skyla, Alaric, Cora, Kaylee, and Nessa. And now on the splash page, which might need a little fine-tuning, we have Silver as well. If you guys wanted to take a look at the stats before we go ahead and drop that down and get into this. I think this is one of the first times we've started not half an hour late. All right.
It's not half an hour, but...
It's a good start.
Yep.
It's a good start. Good start. All right. Yeah, we can go ahead and drop it.
All right. Boom, down.
That little splash is so cute.
Yeah. Wow. This is awesome. There's so much stuff going on. There's been so much talk over the last 2 weeks. It's ridiculous.
You don't even know.
I don't even know. Just so everyone knows, we have a group chat that we talk on all the time about all of our campaigns and games and stuff that we're doing. The players for Valendor actually set up a super secret Valendor group chat that I'm not invited to.
It's just a private message, but all four of each other.
Yes, without me in it. Specifically with me not there, so that they can talk about the evil things that are going on, apparently. And from what I can gather through the grapevine, they've come up with nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I'm not the grapevine.
Your color is purple, though, so...
Fact. Confirmed.
It's Torgrin all over again.
Oh my god, it's so sad. Why would you bring him up?
I still hurt.
Again.
For those of you wondering about that, go watch our one-shot. It should be uploaded. It's in 2 parts. I forget what it's called. Fall of Alfred?
It's very dramatic.
Fall of Alex?
Oh, it is Fall of Alfred, but I named it One Shot Giveaway.
Fall of Alex. That's what it was called.
It was the Fall of Alex.
Okay, what up? So just a quick shout out. Hello, Goomba. Hello, Seth the Flame.
And Tom Campos.
Tom Campos. Hey, thanks for coming out. Let's get into this. So, I'm going to go ahead and do left to right. We'll just do a quick character introduction. Keep it brief, keep it simple. No long walks on the beach. Skyla.
Skyla's never been to a beach, so... Oh wait, that's a lie.
That's it.
We were in Stonefall and Montage for so long, and...
You're literally on a beach.
Yep.
I know. Can you mute yourself? Oh, you're muted. I'm playing Skyla. She is a Air Genasi ranger. The ranger is from the Unearthed Arcana, so she has a spirit guardian named Fox, who is a giant polar bear. Not a giant polar bear, a normal-sized polar bear. She is only 18, super young, has not had many life experiences up until these past, 6 months with the Half Steps. She's a precious little baby. Next.
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted!
He's playing muted.
I'm playing Alaric Montefel, and who is a human paladin from the city of Cordova. That's enough.
Awesome. Nothing about his Lathander, nothing's... No, not now.
Watch YouTube if you want to know.
Yeah. Do your research, internet.
Duh.
This is Ryan neatly folding Alaric up,
Except the
pushing him into the drawer and getting ready to close it.
Oh my
That's
God.
him compartmentalizing his emotions right there.
Except the earliest episode we have up on YouTube is the one that starts right after we did the whole temple thing and Alaric found his calling. But anyway, I am Alex. I'm playing Corin Stonewood, a Hill Mountain druid. He's Circle of the Land, currently forest, but he has a legendary item that allows him to change what land he's attuned to, so that could come in handy, but I like having Call Lightning on hand all the time, so we'll see if I ever change it. He's 63, but that's still youngish for a dwarf. And he's got his Boo Thang Alonzo back in Stonefall. And that's pretty much it. I think that's all the important parts.
Poor Alonzo.
He's got his boot hang.
Boo Thang.
No, I know. Joke only I remember.
I'm playing Kaylee. She's a half-elf bard. She's also under Thorcana, and she's from the College of Satire. And so she has some cool things that come along with that. She is 75, so she's in the middle for a half-elf, kind of young. She grew up all performing and stuff, and so she is not super attached to people. Next.
Okay.
Pass it on.
So I'm playing Nessa, a human fighter warlock multiclass. She recently joined the Half Steps like 2 weeks ago when they rescued her from a basement icebox.
But it feels like a lifetime. In a
It feels
good-
like
Feels
roughly
like
three
about-
and a half
6 months, hasn't it?
4 months?
6 months?
5? I don't know
A
time.
full year?
You've been here at least since February, I think.
Really? God. I just love you so much. Time flies.
Time just flies.
Okay, that's all.
Okay. Next, I take it. Hi, I'm the new person. Forgive the slight jitters. I'll get those out of my system shortly. I'm Allison, and I'm playing a tiefling cleric named Silver. And she is a cleric of the deity Savras, who is, his domain is divination and fate. And I don't quite exist yet, so we'll see what happens.
All right.
Love it.
And I think, just so everyone's clear, Corin is literally the only full official class race combination.
I'm the
in
only
entire game.
straight out of the
No.
PHB character, so...
Everyone else is a
True.
wonderful blend of homebrew of mostly our own making, but some Unearthed Arcana, some other stuff mixed in there as well. Yay, Allison. Okay, so I'm going to do the recap, I think, this time around just to introduce, so it's less sporadic for the new character. Brief history. Valendor, the world itself, is inundated with portals all over it. There's been wars that have been fought over control of these things because they're used as trade to other realms. There's one temple in the center of Valendor, which actually, if we are on the map here, I can show you. The Maelstrom Temple, which actually sits in the heart of the main continent of Valendor, has a means of controlling portals, closing them down, opening them new planes, actually relocating portals, things of that nature. And wars have been fought over the control of this temple. The last war that was fought was between the dwarves and the elves, specifically the mountain dwarves and the high elves. And it basically ended in a stalemate where they came up with something called the Maelstrom Compromise. And the Maelstrom Compromise removed control of the temple from any one person and made it its own entity. So it's a neutral party, basically. I don't know the exact parallel, I guess. I don't want to say like Switzerland because that just seems cliche, but it's basically its own neutral thing, and they conduct business and basically are not the architects, like the administrators of portals and trade throughout the land. The party itself, at least the majority of the party, is they're known as the Half Steps, and they're members of a guild that is run by the Maelstrom Temple called the Maelstrom Patrol. And the Patrol are basically like bounty hunters. And when portals pop up randomly across Valendor, oftentimes creatures come through. There's disastrous effects. Imagine a portal to the Fire Realm popping up in the middle of a forest. It can cause a lot of problems. So what the Maelstrom Patrol does is they take these bounties, so to speak, and they're given jobs to travel and seek and find these portals, which have been basically located for them, and they're supposed to close them. Each team has what's called a portal beacon that's tuned specifically to their team. Once they close it, they get paid. Everyone's all hunky-dory. In the meantime, and that's basically like the backstory of what's going on right now. So the Half-Steps themselves have only actually closed 2 portals. They closed one down in Moss Branch, which was at the very, very bowels of basically what's known as the Burning Marshes. It's a really horrible place. They went to Moss Branch, which was this outpost that's run by the Mages Guild studying things down there. During that, Alaric, feeling a call from some kind of supreme being, and with the help of the group, sorry, I'm burping there, with the help of the group, made their way to a long-forgotten temple of Lathander, who is a dead deity of unknown origin, of some prominence a long time ago. He swore an oath to Lathander and became the first Dawn Knight, or Paladin of Lathander, in eons. Moving on past that, they closed the portal that was there, running into what they came to find out was a hag that was trying to manipulate a portal using a stolen portal beacon. After dealing with the hag, blasting her into oblivion through the portal, seeing a strange figure on the other side, and closing the portal for good, they made their way back to Stonefall. They spent some time there having a nice little festival to kind of unwind from the events, and they made their way to the monastery in the north, known as World's Crest Monastery. Once they were there, they found that it was beset by basically a horde of frost giants, ice elementals, and a white dragon. They met Nessa there, who was captured in the icebox in the cellar. Essentially, they broke her out. They, with some slick talking from their bard, they managed to not fight the giant and actually gain enough help from him in order to completely overthrow the white dragon with little to no problems whatsoever. Some slick shooting from the ranger. There was a lot of good that was going on there. They ended up taking out the white dragon that was there, concluding their deal with the giants that were there. They also found out that Alaric at some point had been taken over by an entity that was possessing a weapon of his. Dealing with that whole thing, which was a long, drawn-out process, they finally made their way from World's Crest, and World's Crest, which had been beset upon, asked them to go to the nearest monastery, which was located in Green Hill, which is where the party's at right now. When they got to Green Hill, they found out that it was currently under quarantine from a lichen infestation. Deciding to go ahead and submit to the quarantine and enter anyways, the party, of their own volition...
As he's very clear that this is our fault.
All their fault. The party, of their own volition, entered into the quarantine, submitted to being marked by the local Silver Guard that are there, and met with a couple fun, friendly characters such as Gregor, their new best friend. Not really. But Gregor is the High Elf Paladin of Kellenbor, who is currently administering the quarantine. There's some sort of magical shield that is over the entirety of Green Hill. No one can leave. No one can come in without suffering ill effects. They've been investigating exactly what's going on, and they have a feeling that it's more than just 1 or 2 lichens that are on the loose. They think something else is going on entirely. In order to kind of liquor up the town, they helped the local tavern throw a dance, began trying to talk to people. They've caused a couple stirs here and there, and basically their time is running down. They currently only have about 2 days until the full moon, and it's been hinted at several times that something happens at the full moon. Obviously, something happens with lichens at the full moon, but something also happens with the quarantine at the full moon. No one's quite sure what that is. Only Gregor, who knows the ins and outs of the quarantine, really know what's going on there. So when we last left our heroes, they had just wound down the dance. It was late in the night. It was about 1 or 2 in the morning. Skyla had pulled Nessa away from the party a little early, attempting to sneak into the local manor of Lord Talver. Lord Talver is the local elven lord that kind of resides over the town. It's a gnomish town, but it has a high elf presence, and it's administered by this lord who's in charge and essentially is kind of like an overseer of this town. While the gnomes are, free and able to do their own things, they pay tithings and stuff to elves because this is technically their land. It's very political, I guess you could say. Nessa and Skyla had kind of crept off and began watching the rotation of the guards. And anything else you guys were doing at that time? Just kind of peeking a look about, seeing what's going on?
Yep. Trying to take a second and try and see their patrol and such.
All right. Yeah, so...
Try to see what the pattern is.
Yeah, it was about
Because I'm good with numbers, which are patterns.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm saying right now. I'm panicking. Ah!
All right. So, yeah, I mean, that basically, for Silver especially, that's pretty much the, footnotes of the entire story so far. If there's any questions or anything, we can always clean it up later for you. Is there anything specific to the current storyline that I missed that you guys feel is really pertinent?
There's the old lady at the lighthouse who resisted detect thoughts, so that's a thing.
I remember that.
Yes. There are a couple characters in Green Hill that have raised suspicion or made good friends. So,
Or both.
or both. So what we will do now is we will go ahead and settle on down into this. It's late at night. The ocean breeze is kind of coming in. You can hear the crash of the waves billowing up. Nessa, you've seen before when you were waiting for Alaric, that kind of strange ripple caressing the barrier. It almost seems like waves of moonlight, very, very faintly, almost like an aurora kind of billowing over the top of this barrier. As you're out there with Skyla, you guys are watching the grounds. You're seeing a very heavy elven presence, and you know that other than 1 or 2 elves that you saw at the party, and maybe a couple others that might be patrolling other areas of the town, since you guys have been in this town, you don't really actually see the elves, basically the manor guards venture out off the manor grounds. They seem to stick pretty close to home. Occasionally there's a couple people that venture out and go to the shops and look around town and stuff like that, but for the most part they're kind of on high alert, just sticking close to the manor, especially since earlier in the day there was a very kind of alarming situation that happened on the manor grounds, where apparently a were-tiger, at least everyone is convinced that a were-tiger made their way onto the grounds because Skyla went ahead and used that as the perfect cover to sneak aboard the ship. Inside the tavern, Alaric, Corin, and Kaylee are winding down the evening. Everyone's pretty much gone to bed. Alien and Evac have said their goodnights. They've ventured upstairs. Bailey is passed out, as far as everyone knows, asleep in the bedroom upstairs. You guys are sitting down. There's a couple older patrons that are kind of, leaned up against the many chairs against the wall, slumped against the bar, some stuff like that. But for the most part, I don't think I've ever seen champs without glasses on. For the most part...
Lindsay, you have seen her with glasses off, so calm down.
I can't calm down, man. Can't do it.
No
For
calm.
the most part, it is the bar is completely empty, and all that remains are the 3 of you who are pretty much sober, maybe a little tired from all the evening's events and stuff like that. Corin probably feeling a little bit lighter in the pocket from the copper you were trying to, grease the crowd with, stuff like that. But it seems pretty quiet. It's basically died down at this point. Is there anything that you guys want to discuss, talk about?
Is Evac and Aelin here?
They ventured upstairs.
Okay.
There you go.
I'm trying to think of what I have. I mean, I got. Just so you guys know, in case you didn't hear that conversation, I specifically got invited into the manor tomorrow.
Well done.
I mean, I don't. It's a little icky and weird, but I'm gonna do it.
Wait, what? Wait,
I mean,
sorry, what?
he wants lunch. The guy whose name I would definitely know because I've met him twice in less than 24 hours.
Rio.
Rio. He wants to have lunch, and he invited me into the manor to have lunch.
A charmer and a gentleman.
Well, lunch is pretty low-key. I don't know that there's a lot of
Alaric, it's
expectations
lunch.
with lunch.
Still, I don't know how to tell him. It's just guaranteed I'm gonna break his heart. But we can use this to our advantage.
It might still be worth it to him at the end of it.
I
A little
can
heartbreak.
I can turn someone invisible to go
And-
into the manor with me.
I could shape down to a small creature and come with you, though.
So then 2 people could go in and scout out while I keep him busy.
Although the druids who came into the party did mention that the manor likely has protection against the druids, so there's something going on there between the Lord and the local druid population.
Then perhaps I will save my invisibility spell in case I need to get out
Which
or
might be
look around
wise.
while I'm
As
there.
you guys are discussing this, you hear the door to the Tumbledown Tavern and Inn creak open.
Oh, anyways. That was a
Turning
great
around,
party.
you see standing there, walking into the tavern, a young-looking, red-skinned, horned individual, tiefling. You guys have seen a couple here and there. Kind of opening the door to the tavern. Silver, as you're opening up the door, you see the 3 of them. I'm not exactly sure where you guys are standing, but I'm assuming either at a table or near the bar somewhere.
Yeah, at the bar, I guess.
Okay. All right. So up by the bar, you see a couple patrons, people around the town that you've seen. You know, the older gnomes that frequent the bar and stuff like that. You see them, but you do see the 3 individuals there. The bard, clearly dressed in performing attire, the druid, and Alaric, who is wearing no plate mail, wearing his fine vestments of nobility, leaned up against the bar and kind of discussing things in hushed tones.
Okay, and it is what time in the evening? I think it was late, right?
Very late. It's very late. So what you would know is that you've been in town for a lot longer than they have. Probably busying yourself for a large part of this in the temple, which also has a library in it. But over the past 2 days, there has been a lot of talk about this dance that's going on. This is actually the first time there's been a bard and stuff there. So you may have heard about it at some point, maybe not wanting to go early, maybe you lost track of time, but approaching, later in the evening as it's winding down. And you have definitely heard about this group that has shown up in town and started making kind of waves in the town. Very adventurer kind of group. So
What kind of people?
your kind of people. For whatever reason, maybe you wanted to catch them after everything had died down. You head over to the Tumbledown Tavern and Inn a little bit after the party has kind of hit its peak and wound down a bit.
Okay. Yeah, I think when I come in, I would probably look fairly disheveled, like I had been running and then slightly out of breath. And I just kind of look around and see just the scant amount of people that are remaining in the tavern. And I just kind of look around and I go, is the party over? Was this supposed to be?
Yes, we are winding down for the evening, but,
I
we
lost
should be
her
doing...
voice. Was that just me?
Huh?
I lost her voice at the end. Was that just me?
No, I lost it too.
Okay.
Allison, as your voice is sound check.
Can you hear me?
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yes, the party's over for the evening, but Kaylee, I believe tomorrow you're doing some kind of storytelling? So there should be more tomorrow.
there will be music in the storytelling as well. I like to think of it as more of like a musical theater with a big focus on developing an exciting plot, but of course with ballads and such.
Are you one of the performers?
Yes, I am. I'm not to
She's
sound.
the performer.
Thank you. I didn't want
Oh.
to say it. Yes, for our party at least, I'm our resident performer.
That's great. I'm Silva. Sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. Nice to meet you.
Not rude at all. My name is Kaylee. What? Are you from Greenhill, or are you passing through Cotton this quarantine?
Not from here, no. I wouldn't say passing through either, but kind of in transit, I'd say, would be the most appropriate term.
Where are you from originally?
All over the place.
Your voice got dropped. Wait, what did you say? Say it
Oh
again.
no! Oh no! I don't know if it's my mic or what. I don't know what's going on. I've traveled all over the place, actually. Can't really say I'm from one place or not.
Well, do you have a favorite musical geography? Because maybe I can include one of your favorite tunes in the show tomorrow.
Are you familiar with the Rishemi at all?
Maybe. Am I?
Might be.
How do I find out if I'm
Is this
familiar?
gonna be a Kaylee roll?
I
Which one's
traveled a lot.
that's the ones that we
is.
talked about, right?
It would be like gypsies. It'd be like the Savari, the Rishemi, they're all kind of like the gypsy peeps.
Okay. Yeah, we talked about them. Let's see. They're kind of travelers. They wander around, and you. What would you say the Savari? What's their presence like in Valendor, Silver? Are they widespread, well known?
They would be, I would say, most well known to like higher nobility. They probably wouldn't be common knowledge, I wouldn't think. But I mean, it'd be more like I would think like that type of music would be probably fairly well known. It depends on how well traveled Kaylee is, I guess.
All right, so let me ask you this: for specifically for like elven nobility and stuff like that, if an high elf nobility really kind of stuffy, trying to like show off for their friends, show like look at me, is it someone that would throw a party, and that would be a form of something that would be at the party?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, Kaylee,
Totally.
you know about this.
Oh, well.
You've met several. There you go.
I am very familiar with the people, and I know a couple of their tunes, so maybe I can surprise you tomorrow if you come.
Oh, that'd be lovely. I'd really appreciate that. It's been a long time since I've heard any of it.
I'd be happy to.
There you go. So Skyla and Nessa, what are you two doing?
So we were just freaking out. Like 1 second ago.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try and get back into that. It's going to be hard.
Well, so you,
Oh, right.
you guys have left the dance early. You guys left while the
Yep.
music was still playing, before everyone kind of cleared out. So
Yeah.
what you were doing while that was going on was watching the rotations of the guards, kind of counting the different numbers of things, and kind of looking at the house and seeing the figures passing by the windows and stuff of that nature. You guys actually saw Rio and the two guards that were with him leave the tavern and head back into the manor, passing through the gates from where you guys were sitting and kind of watching all this go down. During the course of this, you guys have found out that there's quite a large presence of guards at the manor itself. They probably are on par with... They probably outnumber the Silver Guard, in all honesty. They're definitely more in number than the half-steps themselves. You're looking, from what you can tell, the rotation of the guards, knowing knowing like how guards are set up in different rotations, even though they're on high alert right now, you know that the ones that you're seeing are the ones that are on shift now. And the rest of them are waiting to take over their shift, probably in the morning. So you know that whatever you're seeing, there's probably at least twice as many. And you've seen a lot.
Good. Good.
Yeah. You would estimate probably in the realm of, just like offhand, probably close to 30 is a good number of just armed guards on the manor grounds.
All right, Skylar. How committed are you to doing this right now?
I mean, I just want to, like, look in the windows, or...
I can do a lot of things, but I don't think I can distract 30 people at once.
30?
Well, you've seen 50. You've probably seen like 15, 12, 15, somewhere in there.
15 people at once.
Ooh. Oh, that was TTMS. Okay, well, I mean, Fox could probably distract 15 people.
Do we want to set a spirit bear on some neutral party?
He doesn't have to attack them, just startle them enough to move people a certain direction.
Yes, that's true. Let's shelf that.
Okay.
Most importantly, Skylar, and I grab her
so
face.
There's no shelf here.
I grab Skylar's face. Skylar,
Yes.
you can't be seen, alright?
Right.
Because they already saw you today, and
But I
you
was
told them, doesn't conceal your features, dear, and I poke her on the nose. So, I'm gonna try and distract them. Since you're set on looking in the windows, I'm gonna try and make that possible, but
Okay.
don't be seen, alright?
Okay.
And whatever
I'm
you
sure.
do,
Like. Okay.
and don't make your armor look like the Silver Guard, okay?
I'll just make it all black so I blend in.
I mean, shades of grey is probably better because, solid black, you'll be able to see it in the shadow because of the variation
Shades
of light.
of gray so I blend in.
Alright. Bye! And then I'm going to prestidigitate the Silver Guard symbol on my armor, as I've seen the other armor look.
Okay.
And what else do I have in my notes here? Yep. And then I'm gonna walk up to the front gate.
Okay. So as you approach the front gate, there are two elven, high elf individuals dressed in full armor with halberds. As you walk up towards the front gate, they clearly see you coming up, and they cross the halberds across the front of the gate, and they hold up a hand. Who goes there?
Nessa of the Silver Guard.
Okay.
Can I come in?
No.
Alright, well, we had a bit of a scare today, right? Were you guys here this morning with the whole were-tiger business?
They're literally looking at you with kind of blank face, like, not stupid faces, just like, are you serious right now kind of faces. They're literally...
Well, I mean, I'm checking to see if they were on the day shift or if they're just night shift.
They kind of have that air of like, yes, we heard about the incident that happened today, that's why we're all on alert.
I was literally asking if they were physically present.
You just said, have they heard about it?
Oh, that's dumb. I meant, were you here?
Yes, we're aware.
Cool.
And
Well-
as you're aware, any interaction of the Silver Guard on manor grounds must be educated through Gregor with our captain of the guard.
Fine. Well, I mean, Gregor just got back from a party and he needs some rest, and he just sent me to go check you all for bites and scratches.
The
So-
elf kind of like, party. When he hears Gregor was attending, he kind of just like scoffs at it. And he says, well, when our captain tells us to go ahead and submit ourselves for your inspection, we'll go ahead and do that.
Alright.
Can I try to, like, sneak while this is all happening?
So while this conversation is taking place, what are you trying to do specifically?
I'm trying to find either an opening in the fence that I can get to, a spot in the fence that I can climb, or something that I can squeeze between.
So as was discussed last session, the fence that wraps this place is a very, very tall, worked metal fence with lots of decorations weaving throughout it. It kind of looks like vine work and stuff like that. The top of it has these kind of vines that are decorative in nature, but also serve as like a deterrent of people jumping over them. Kind of not necessarily like barbed wire, but like hooked wrought iron over the top of it. So you could attempt it, yes, but it would be very, very difficult judging just by looking at it. And in the time that you've been here and you and Nessa looking at the fence, there's no real hole in the fence that you have seen. If you wanted to specifically walk the perimeter and investigate each section of the fence, you can do that, but it would take time.
Yeah.
And you'd have to do it without being seen.
I really want to try and get to an area where I feel like I'm not going to be seen and hop the fence.
Okay. So from watching this, you know that the area that you're probably most likely to get over the fence is going to be back in this area here. It's where the kind of like, not necessarily warehouse, but like, guards' quarters, stables, things like that are all lined up on the thing, and the fence goes behind these buildings. There's a path behind there that the guards do walk around, but it probably provides you the most amount of cover in between their passes.
Okay. I'm going to shoot over there.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Oh, boy. We're on a real good start, guys.
I didn't even get started.
Okay.
It's okay. We can only go up from here.
That's still, there's about half the dice still left there.
Oh my gosh.
Sure. Except, their passive perception's like a 10. So,
So my conversation's still going, right?
your conversation's still going. But she is walking away from the main part of the gate, completely down the street and around the corner from where you're at. So
Yep.
you're not really lending much to help.
Yet, I was barely started.
So as you're kind of slinking off, heading around, you come up to the side of this hill that goes up to where the path kind of connects to the monastery here, and you know that there's a lot of brush and some smaller trees that are growing up there, close to the fence, but not terribly close. As you're kind of going through there and trying to be as quiet as you can, something kind of catches on your new armor, it snags, you hear this loud crack, and it kind of almost echoes through the still of the night, and you hear quite a few guards kind of like, did you hear that? And a couple, what sounds like, armor and weapons kind of running over towards, in your general direction, this part of the compound.
I'm going to possum and play dead. Or asleep.
Okay.
Like, drunk, passed out.
So you literally just, fall asleep?
Like, pretend to, yeah.
Okay, well, you're still outside of the gate. You're still
That's
outside
true.
of the fence.
Never mind. I know possum.
Okay. What do you want to do? Are you muted?
Yes. Can I, shimmy further down the gate, kind of away from where they're running towards?
As you do, they are over there. Now they're all on high alert looking. You can see probably about 4 or 5 that have fanned out and are walking the fence line looking out towards where the noise was made. So do you want to continue moving on?
Yes.
Okay, so you continue moving on, trying to carefully move through the underbrush, and you hear someone shout out, "Hey, who goes there?"
I just stay really still.
I said, who goes there?
Okay, now can I possum?
Okay, so you just pass out, fall down drunk.
Yeah, pretend to.
As you fall down drunk, there's a bit of a flump, a couple more twigs kind of snap, and you hear, something's out there, raise the alarm. and you hear the same shrill whistles go off that you heard before, and they're making the different noises. They begin echoing through the night. Those of you in the tavern talking to Silver and Nessa at the front of the gate there hear ringing through the night the same alarm that you heard raise up this morning. It begins echoing all through the manor, and each whistle is met by more and more whistles as it gets louder and louder. Nessa, standing at the front gate, you see the guards kind of look up really concerned, and they say, "I'm sorry, but you're going to have to leave." And they open up the gate. 3 or 4 guards come out and begin running off towards that corner.
I make my glaive appear, and I give him a huge stink eye like, I don't think you want my boss to find out you sent me away. And then I go toward the sound.
Okay, so you follow them. They don't really pay too much attention to you, but they are running off towards the sound. You don't see any other guards out at this time of night. Alaric, Corin, Kaylee, Silver, what are you guys doing?
Panicking?
So, as I was saying in chat, we should probably go check that. It could be lichens attacking, because it seems to be the lichen alarm.
Agreed. Have you seen Skyla and Nessa? They should come with us.
Haven't seen them for a while, but they'll head towards the they'll head towards the alarm as well. So we'll see them there, I'm sure.
Yep.
Alec is coming down the stairs now. With shield and sword, but wearing his finery because it's going to be that kind of night.
Boy.
Looking good.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you doing?
Yeah, does Silver look like she can take care of herself?
Oh, I thought you said
or-
Skyla. I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'm kind of looking around and just like, if they're sounding the alarms, do you think we should go out there? I mean, shouldn't it be safest to stay inside?
Probably, and I go out the door.
Like
we
kind of like walking backwards, looking at Silver. This is kind of like what we do. Like, but we're here and we're trying to get out, so we need to like go find the lichens anyway.
we're members of the Maelstrom Patrol. We're trained for this sort of thing. Not exactly this sort of thing, but this kind of thing. If you think you can help would be appreciated. But otherwise, no one will judge you, or no. You will be fine staying inside if that is what you decide to do, but we should go check this out. We were involved with issues earlier.
Noted. So give them she'll take like a second and a half to process exactly what she's just heard and skitter on after them.
Okay, so you guys make your way out. As you're coming out, Alaric first went out the door. A couple streets over, you hear very familiar kind of authoritative tones of Gregor kind of shouting out orders, and you hear kind of more armor running down one of the streets, parallel to you, heading towards the manor. You see almost immediately to the side of where you're at, quite a few, again, it's very bright out, very full moon. Actually, Kaylee, when you walk outside, almost immediately you notice the kind of aurora effect that's happening across the barrier. Just like that, just passively kind of pick up on something that's off a little bit, and you see these kind of faint wisps of moonlight kind of just like rolling and kind of churning across the edge of the barrier. If you give me an Arcana check.
Yes, I would love to, because I have that. I have everything, because I'm bard.
See? It could get worse. And it did.
Guys! What's wrong with my eyes?
You were just
What is this?
so intent on all this noise and clamor going on right now. You don't even give it a passing thought. You're just like, that's weird. Let's go. But Alaric, as you come out, coming out the front almost immediately to the left of where you're at, you see these elven knights and the moonlight kind of reflecting off their armor and their halberds, rushing along the fence line towards that corner that wraps around there. And behind them, a few paces behind, you see the familiar form of Nessa and her armor. Actually, Nessa, remind me, were you wearing your armor at the dance?
Never said I'd look it off.
All right, that's fair. In her armor, running behind these guards with her halberd out.
It's a glaive.
Sorry, Plate.
Did we see the crest on her?
What's that?
Are you telling us that we see her running with the guards?
Alaric's the first one out the door, so
Yeah,
you guys
Oh,
are
okay.
still kind of
maybe
inside.
almost a block ahead of you, but yeah, I'm gonna join up with Nessa.
Okay.
Merge.
Yeah. So you kind of fall in line beside Nessa. The Elven guards are probably a good 10, 15 feet ahead of you guys. Maybe within earshot, but definitely more than an arm's length away.
What's going on as I'm running?
The guard sounded the alarm for another lichen.
All right, well,
Make a
cool
deception
story.
check.
No, I wasn't trying to lie. I was just saying what happened. That's true.
I mean-
That's not a lie. That is legit true.
Make a deception check, anyways.
It's legit the truth.
It's the half truth.
There are other guards around. I'm not going to tell them the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, Lathander.
We're getting the bad rolls out now.
Alaric, go ahead and make an insight check.
All right. Okay.
Why have we rolled so many 8s tonight? I can't deal.
Oh, this is the easy part. All right. So coming up on Nessa, she kind of hurriedly gives you this explanation, and you kind of take half a second to pause, and then you're like, all right, apparently something happened. You don't really put two and two together. You don't really infer anything from her line, any deeper meaning. You don't really connect it to the events of what's going on. It's really just there's this loud ringing distraction kind of in the air around everyone right now. You guys make your way up. Skyla.
Oh, can I also just casually drop the prestidigitation while we're running?
Yeah, that's fine.
Cool.
Okay. Skyla, you are currently laying down in the brush, in the bramble, and you hear, as you're playing possum, many steps of footprints from basically both sides, essentially. One coming along one coming along the gate line, closer towards further up to the north-ish area, and one from the south. So there's two groups that are kind of they keep doing this, and you guys can't see this. There's two groups that are coming along the gate lines where you're at.
Is there a possibility?
On the inside or the outside of the gate?
On the outside of the gate.
Cool.
Literally trampling through. And as they're getting closer, the whistles are dying down in the immediate area, and you're hearing it was out here.
If there's an opportunity, I'd like to break off from the group subtly with no one noticing.
Okay, give me a stealth check.
Hold on. Gonna get
Great.
behind me.
I'm so good at this.
Incoming 8.
I'm also at disadvantage, so
Also at disadvantage.
Oh.
Clank, 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 clank.
So
I'm just gonna go over here. Is that okay?
you literally, everyone's kind of running in. You've got Alaric coming in from this way. The guards are coming in this way that you're following them, and you kind of try and take a step back and just kind of fall back. And as you turn around, you see Gregor with two silver guard knights coming up right behind you, literally 10, 15 feet away. They just turn around, and you're looking at them dead in the face.
Cool. I'm gonna keep going to the side that I was going to, I meant to do it.
Gregor puts out his hand. He says, "Okay, what's going on?"
They sounded the alarm for a lichen. I don't believe that they'll still be in the exact same place.
What?
What?
No,
What?
I didn't hear it. So you said they sounded the alarm for the lichen because what?
What? I said the manor guard sounded the alarm for the lichen, and I don't think it's in the exact same place. So I'm gonna go this way.
So they sounded the alarm, and everyone's rushing one direction is basically what you're indicating.
Yeah, they're going this way, and I'm gonna go this way, cause fan out.
You two go with her, and he.
Cool. I'm assuming Alaric goes with me, but I don't want to assume that. I mean, I don't know. I'm just gonna.
Alaric would have seen you. We'll get back to him. Corin, what are you doing in the middle of this hot mess?
So Alaric made it to the front because he was up there. I assume I'm
You're
with
behind
Killian
Alaric.
Silver-ish.
Yeah, Kaylee was like turned around, kind of explaining things to Silver, and I imagine that you would probably have left at least a half step ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
A half step.
That's
She said the name. It was in the movie. They said the name. Yeah. So you'd be like, maybe a step or two, or a step and a half. I don't know, in front of Kaylee. But you do see Alaric like meet up with Nessa. He is a full few strides ahead of you guys. You see Nessa kind of break away, and you're kind of approaching as Gregor is telling the guards to go with Nessa.
Okay, I will just keep heading towards what seems to be the main source of the commotion where people are congregating.
Okay. All right, and then Kaylee and Silver, what do you do?
Can I stealth before we come in view of the rest of the party? Like, we know we're getting close to the manor. Like, can I stealth back here?
Okay, so just so everyone's aware, because I feel like everyone's forgetting, this is the tavern. This is where the commotion is happening.
I thought the tavern was down here.
No, you're literally
Across the street.
You're literally running here.
Yeah.
Nessa was in this area. Skyla's roughly in this area.
Great.
Nessa ran up here, and John Madden's going to come out and explain the rest of it.
Then, upon leaving, because I'm assuming that we're hearing the whistles come from over here.
Yeah, everyone's hearing. You guys are seeing the commotion. You're seeing guards run that way. It's almost a full moon out. The streets are pretty much empty. You guys are seeing people converge on that corner of the compound.
Then when I leave, I'm gonna run out this way, and then like circle around, and I would like to stealth before anybody else can see me.
Okay, and again, so you're aware, I'll bring out my little handy dandy drawing tool. This is the barracks that Gregor and them reside in.
I will go.
It's a very small town, everyone.
I'm so glad we're learning this now on session like 9.
To find an alternate route to stealthen before I get
All right,
to there.
Fair enough. Go ahead and give me a stealth check.
I would love to. Please don't suck.
8. Oh, dang. Oh, that would have been so nice though.
Are you trying to stealth away from Silver?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I'm trying to stealth in a way that so that when I come back, when I basically flank everybody, I will be able to cast a spell without anyone knowing that it's me or that I'm there.
Okay, so you break away, not fully confident. You're trying to move quickly. You're not fully confident in just exactly how hidden you are, especially with how bright it is out right now. Silver, the commotion's going on in one direction. You see Corin, who was just there, running off towards that. You see Kaylee kind of take off and slink away, and you see her clearly. You're not exactly sure she's doing anything. She's not accomplishing much, but
My passive is higher than her stealth score, yes.
I mean, she did it right in front of you, too.
Yes.
So, what do you want to do at that point?
I'm more interested in Corin and Kaylee, so I'm gonna kind of slink off in their general direction. How friendly
We
is
went
this?
two different
They went like
directions.
this. That's what
Oh, I'm Kaylee then. I'm gonna follow behind Kaylee. How friendly is tiefling territory out here too? Would I have my hood up? Would I be trying to kind of be unnoticed in general?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Tieflings. So for those of you that don't know, tieflings, half orcs, orcs, and humans are kind of, and I guess genasi are kind of lumped in there, but not in the same way. They're kind of like lower class citizens. They're kind of seen like they're not as pure as elves are necessarily, but they're not excluded from anything. They can still own their own shops. They can still do business and everything like that. So especially in recent times where humans are kind of like coming into their own. And to be fair, tieflings are actually seen almost a step above humans because tieflings have their own. Well, tieflings have their own homeland. there's actually a tiefling settlement that's on the southern part of the western continent, whereas humans don't actually have any lands to call their own whatsoever. So
Gotcha.
that's kind of like, especially in a world where there's like dwarves and elves that like, their cities and their mountains are very, this is where we come from. Not having a homeland is kind of like seen as like scummy almost to them.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah. So
Cool.
you're fine. You're fine in that regard.
All right, so I'm gonna be kind of like stalking Kaylee a little bit, but not trying to stealth in case like if I bump into a guard or I bump into somebody else that's interesting that seems to be knowing what's going on. I'm kind of just like I'm being a wallflower a little bit. I'm kind of just trying to keep an eye on everything, but like heading in the general direction that Kaylee went.
Okay, so you kind of follow Kaylee, have no problem picking her out of the shadows, and manage to just follow along behind her for a ways. Skyla, you hear footsteps getting closer and closer. You just gonna continue to lay there?
I'm gonna like. I don't want to see it coming. I'm gonna like drape my arm and like start to snore.
Are you laying face down, face up? Doesn't matter. Just
Probably face up.
face. All right, so you just passed out. All right, go ahead and give me a deception check.
Oh, that's me. Come on, not an 8.
That's not an 8.
It's not an 8.
Higher than an 8. No.
I mean, even with advantage here.
Yeah.
We're professionals. This is what we do, Silver. Sorry, I'm busy. This is what I do.
Shh, you can't see me right now.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you hear the guards coming up closer and closer. Alaric, are you going with Nessa? Nessa turned around to try and break away from the elven guards. Not very sneakily, kind of like just about-faced and turned and went
In fact,
the
I
other
yelled
direction.
about it.
And yelled about
Did
it.
you have the impression that you wanted anyone to follow you, or are you trying to lone wolf it?
Well, okay.
I have
so
2 people following me anyway.
what you immediately saw as she turned around was she ran kind of smack dab into Gregor and 2 Silver Guard Knights. Nessa gave them a line that alarm had been raised about lichens and everyone's running towards this. She's going to go and check like the other direction, as it might be a misdirection. Gregor said, good idea, and sent 2 people with her.
Alright.
What do you want to do?
I'll stick with her.
All right, so you 4 head off in another direction. Corin, you're now the closest one to all this commotion going on.
Can I see Skyla yet? Are there...
No,
Okay.
what you're doing, you're basically coming up to kind of like a dense thicket with like some smaller trees and stuff in it, and you're seeing these elven guards like fanning out, saying, I heard the noise in here, and they're kind of going in halberds forward, like kind of sweeping brush back and forth and looking and seeing if there's anything there.
Well, as a druid of the land, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure I have the thing where difficult terrain doesn't bother me. Yeah, so I'm just gonna start heading through into the thing. I don't think I have my shield. I probably still have my armor on, but my shield's probably at the tavern, so I will just have my sling out and ready. I would have cast Magic Stone to prep that, but I'll just start scanning the ground, looking to see if I can see what caused the commotion, and if the Silver Guard are, working their way through, I will just forge on ahead past them.
Okay, so you see them kind of having difficulty, having a little bit of trouble. You begin walking forward, and the brush and the trees kind of just bend and twist out of your way and then almost fold back around you as they do. As you do this, one of the elven guards sees you and begins kind of following rather closely in your path, like, oh, he's kind of found an easier way through. It's not malicious, it's more like this seems to be an easier way in, essentially. He's following a little bit behind you. It's kind of closing, so he's moving a little faster, but he's still kind of trailing a bit behind. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Okay. And this won't be an advantage because I don't have the shield.
Okay.
I told you guys it's just you. I can roll fine.
So, this is Corin wins at D&D, you guys. Don't you know that? So, as you're walking through, the brush is kind of moving out of your way. You see, kind of almost out of the corner of your eye, this little hint of kind of like silverish blue It looks a little bit unnatural. It's kind of shining almost in the light. You immediately look down and you see Skyla very unconvincingly feigning to be asleep in the middle of all this. Immediately behind you, you have an elven guard that's coming probably within 10 feet behind you. What do you want to do?
I will kneel down to Skyla and just be like, and say kind of loudly, Skyla, there you are. Oh, you had too much to drink at the party. What were you thinking wandering off? Oh, come on. Let's get you back in, get you some water. And I will
Okay,
start trying to pick her up.
So as you're picking her up, this elven guard kind of walks forward and goes, "What's going on?"
This is my companion, Skyla. We were at the tavern. She had a bit much to drink. She's a lightweight. She must have wandered off, maybe for some fresh air, to, for some alone time, see a man about a dog, I don't know, but she had a lot to drink. We should have been keeping a closer eye on her. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry for this commotion. We're just going to get her home, get her some water, make sure she rests up.
Skylar, what are you doing at this point?
Like, slumping onto Corn because he's a lot shorter than me. It's like, hi, this is Sleepy Bread. I just want some sleepy
Yes, we
bread.
can get you sleepy bread.
Sleepy bread.
Great. Both of you make deception rolls.
Oh, God.
Nope.
There's the one. There's the
Let
one.
me know when I get to the fray, just saying.
I blame Allison for the one because she called it. She asked for it. Oh my gosh.
The elven guard immediately kind of goes into a defensive posture and he goes, "I'm not buying it. Don't move." And he begins calling over his shoulder back. "I found them. They're over here." And you hear others crashing through, and there's probably about 6 or 7 guards that are coming through at this point in time.
I mean, I'm gonna follow his orders. Just, keep playing the Skyla, we need to get you some water. Pull out my water skin. Just keep trying to play into it.
Sleepy bread.
All right.
Sleepy bread.
What's everyone else doing? Nessa, Alric, running off with your silver guard?
Yep.
What are we doing?
We're looking for lichens.
Alaric gives Nessa a look that says, I have no idea what's going on, but I need you to help me out here.
I give him a look that says, "Bro, I have a lot to tell you, but I can't tell you right now because there are 2 silver guard here right now, and I'm definitely a liar, and I can't tell you that right now." That's what my look says.
No,
Just kidding.
no, say that. I speak this language now. So,
I'm proficient.
Yep.
We've had 2 weeks. I've taught them all.
yeah.
Okay, you guys, which direction are you heading?
So you said we got to like that copse of buildings?
Okay,
So,
so you guys met up. Yeah, you met up there.
Eh.
And you turned around and went the other direction, so...
I don't know if we did like a 180. Like, is there any way through these buildings? Can we like look through alleys? Like, I'm gonna lead them on this chase. Like, oh my gosh, what if they're hiding in an alley? Who knows? Let's look.
Look through a window.
Alright, so is that what you want to do?
That's my plan.
So you're trying to take them on basically a wild goose chase across the
Yeah,
map?
that's what I'm doing.
Okay, so you guys begin kind of heading off. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Good. Good thing I'm proficient in all of these things that I'm trying to do this evening.
Hey!
Girl!
Bouncing out
I'm
the
really good at
combo.
lying.
Persuasive.
I'm really good at lying to elven guards.
Alaric is convinced.
These aren't elven guards, these are silver guard.
I'm really good at lying to people in charge.
Okay, so as you guys begin heading off, the silver guards kind of look at each other. You say, "Come on this way." Give them just basically like this full-on confident, like, we're heading this way. They think Gregor said follow, so they just continue following. You guys basically begin walking away the longest route you can away from the manor. Kaylee and Silver.
Let me know when I can see
You get the Benny
This-
Hill sign going on.
the situation with Skyla and Corin. Because I
Do
Do we
will
hear
have to
them at
find-
all? Yeah.
You hear a lot of commotion going on. You hear a lot of shouts and people kind of screaming. As you guys are moving through, Nessa, Alaric, Kaylee, and Silver, as you guys are moving through the various parts of the town that you're moving through, you see a lot of people kind of peeking out from windows, candles kind of being lit, just people just like taking looks, and then kind of like if they see someone, they hurriedly kind of just shut it. The townfolk are all kind of nestled up in a way, and they're just kind of waiting for this to pass over. Where did you want to come out from, Kaylee?
I don't want to come out of anywhere. I want to stay hidden, where I can still trying to go towards the noise, hopefully discovering Skylet and
so
Cor.
the closest thing that you could possibly hope for is maybe getting into these alleyways over here.
Will I see Skylet and Corn within 120 feet of me?
No, they're in dense thickets. You don't know that yet, but they're within dense thickets you can't actually see into.
But I see everybody else gathered there?
You see people, there's a couple elven guards. Gregor's walking up towards the outside and talking to some of the elven guards, but there, you can clearly hear and see people moving through the trees, but you don't have clear line of sight on them.
So, removing their pathway. If I end up here, and I see people here, maybe walking towards... Bye! I would like to cast major image out to 120 feet, and I would like to create the were-tiger that I saw before.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yes, please ask me. Yes.
Why are you creating the image of a were-tiger when
I haven't seen
you don't know
Corn and
exactly
Skylet yet.
what's going on?
No, you're right. I would like to continue to find a way to... If I need to move through the thicket and move at half speed, then I will.
You'd have to actually cross the street. So right now you're basically in an alleyway. You're kind of peeking out. There's people that are over across the street within about 30 feet of you that are kind of looking and focusing in the thicket. A couple of them popping their heads up and looking around, but most of them focus in, and you hear shouts of, they're over here, we found them, don't move, that kind of stuff.
Right.
But you can't actually see into the thicket. So if you want to move forward, you're going to basically you're not going to have anywhere to stealth.
I will unstealth, run straight into the thicket, and then re-stealth.
Okay, so as you're running out, you see Gregor there.
Don't care.
Seeing you. He's like, wait, and he puts his hand up.
Okay, fine, I stop. I heard whistles. What's going on? I asked you first.
Apparently there was an alarm for a lichen. They heard a noise over here. Well, someone's saying it was about a lichen, but it's just a general alarm that they had heard something. They were raising the alarm because they heard something along the perimeter. From what I can gather here, a few of your friends went in there and I heard shouting. What do you know anything about what's going on? And he kind of lowers his voice and kind of leans down towards you.
No, we heard the whistles from the tavern and we came right here.
Stick close. And he kind of walks off with you towards the thicket.
Gregor, do you mind if I sneak through the thicket and flank in case there is something there?
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
This is a completely understandable thing to ask because it's persuasion. Wow, where's it at? Oh, I have I'm expertise. Watch it still suck.
Oh!
Bro, while I'm at it, hold on. While I'm at it, can I also have your social security number?
Wait.
Just like for
No,
security.
hold on. Because Gregor rolled, okay? Gregor rolled, and I need this.
You're gonna screen cap
I
it.
need this on camera.
Because he probably critted.
He rolled a nat 20. I
Wait,
kid
what
you
is
not.
his persuasion?
He only rolled 2 though.
And I have a
know,
plus 10.
But he rolled a nat 20. Hold on, let me
That
pull
only
it.
counts
I gotta
in-
double.
that only counts
I
in
have to
combat.
double check his character sheet. I have to double check his character sheet.
He only has a +4 in insight. I remember this.
He has a +3 in
What are
insight.
the odds? What are the odds?
Kaylee wins.
1 in
For the
20.
first
I
time.
knew it was a 20 the second he smirked over there. Was
I
like,
did.
"Shit,
I did. I was like, holy
shit."
crap.
And then this glorious thing happened.
All right,
Roll 20 is just broken.
Glorious,
Roll 20s. Roll 20s.
half elven,
hilarious.
brilliant, beautiful bard.
You cinnamon roll of a bard.
I tried.
Protect us all, you angel.
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna get a 20 again. We just wasted all of them.
It really, we really to sacrifice all of our 20s for a year for Kate.
You know.
So he
Ryan,
kind of
you're
looks at
muted.
you. He looks at you for half a second, and he.
I don't know if you can actually see that, chat.
No, probably not. I could try and show it to him, but it's not gonna come up. He looks at you for a second, and you can tell just by looking, like the look on his face, he doesn't think it's a good idea. And he stops for half a second. He's like, "If you must," and he kind of continues on the path that he was on.
I don't care if it's a good idea, bro. You gotta trust me. And I don't say that.
And you tumble away.
Dart into the thicket, and I'm gonna use tumble, and so I'm only moving 45 feet
Yeah.
per round. Even if it's difficult terrain, it's 45 feet. If it's not, it's 90. And so like just like a little bunny bouncing around. I'm gonna try to get to the sound as quickly as I can.
Okay, go ahead and give me a stealth check while this is all going on, Silver. What are you doing in the middle of all this?
That is a good question. There's a lot going on.
So you were basically a few paces behind Kaylee. You were in the alleyway. You saw her kind of just like forget about trying to be stealthful or anything like that, break off and begin running in the direction and meet up with this individual, Gregor, who you've heard about, is in charge of this thing. He's pretty recognizable over the past.
I have not met him, though.
You haven't met him personally, but he's made a show a couple times of being in charge. Like when he first came in and set up the barrier, there was a lot of people in the town square, so you might have been there at the time. There's been a couple times where he's kind of, this is what's going on, everybody in the town. So you've probably at least seen him in that regard. But no, one-on-one, face-to-face, you've probably not met him.
Mm-hmm. So, based on Kaylee's delightful stealth check, too, as she's running into the thicket, I've just seen this giant beam of light shine down on her as she's talking to this guy now.
Yeah, basically.
I am going to not pay him very much mind and continue walking toward where the commotion is happening in the street, like I've got business to attend to.
Okay, so you head over, and at this point in time, you see someone you recognize, not necessarily by name, but definitely by station. The captain of the Manor Guard has come out, and very kind of typical stuffy high elf in a position of keeping people out of the manor grounds. You've had dealings with him as you've gone in and out of the manor. So you have you've seen him at least in passing, and he knows you. You see him come up. He looks a little bit tired, maybe like someone woke him to come out here and deal with this, and he begins kind of like administering the scene. He's like, what's going on, this kind of stuff. He's talking to his people. And doing things like that. Other than that, you see Gregor and Kaylee talking, and Kaylee kind of walk off and basically begin trying to like expertly weave through. And while she's moving very quickly, she doesn't seem to be moving very quietly again. And you see Gregor kind of walking up. Basically, you're like, there's at this point like 10 or 15 people kind of congregated around.
We're all just paralleling up toward it.
You're both kind of like heading towards the commotion at this point in time.
Mm-hmm. That's totally fine. When I have sights on the kerfuffle.
No.
Your mic cut out. Your mic. The kerfuffle. What?
The kerfuffle with Skyla and Corin. I'll just keep moving forward like I've got serious business to attend to in the meantime.
Okay, so they begin moving forward, and at this point in time, Corin and Skyla, about 5 or 6 guards have surrounded you with their halberds out and are telling you to move out of the thicket.
They're telling us what?
They're telling you to move out of the thicket. They're basically like, keep walking, move forward, and they're pushing you back out of the thicket towards the front
I
of the
thought they had told us to stay where we are.
Well, no.
The one guard had told you to stay where you are, and then 5 or 6 others had shown up from various directions, and they're basically telling you to move out now.
I will just be, carrying Skyla and just, come on, Skyla, let's get you home. So sorry about this. I'm just trying to get my drunk friend home. Come on, Skyla.
Even
Save it, short one. Let's go.
Even with Silver's normal walking speed, my other speed is faster? Do I not get there as well when she does?
Well, she went. You said that you were going off to stealth around.
Yeah, through the.
Silver's not going towards Corin. Corin and Skyla are off.
Oh, I thought you said that she ran in like she could see them.
I have a drawing board. Like, this is the corner.
Yep.
Corin and Skyla are like up here.
Yep.
The commotion is happening here, and there's like, let me. There's like dense brush that kind of goes like this. So if you wanted to sneak around and try and go around in there, this is like getting ridiculous.
If you just want to spin in circles until you find something.
Yeah. I'm smelling what you're stepping in. I'm smelling what you're stepping in now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep going.
All right. So Silver is moving off towards this way, towards the like group of people that are there. You do make it into the thicket, and you're moving, but you're moving very loudly as well, and you can hear this group of people coming up. They're pushing Corin and Skyla forward, and hear you coming, and one of them turns around and goes, "Who goes there?"
I only need to see them within 120 feet, by the way.
It's dense brush, though.
No, yeah, totally. Whoever says that to me, I whisper out, "I'm working for Gregor. I'm going to flank whatever's out there."
This isn't a matter of Gregor's.
I mean, do you want to take that with Gregor? Do you want me to help you take out this thing?
We will take it up with Gregor. Come out into the light now. And he
Why
basically.
are you yelling?
We found the intruders, and I think that we may have found another one. Come forward where I can see you.
I walk out of the thicket. I don't have anything out. I mean, I have like my guitar out, and I'm just like, bro.
What you see is basically like 5 or 6 elven guards with their halberds out. You see Corin, I'm assuming maybe a worried look on his face, supporting Skyla, who is, and you can almost instantly tell, not playing a very good drunk, as they're both kind of being led out of this thicket, and you kind of fall in line next to them, and now have about 6 elven guards pushing you towards the commotion that's going on.
I look down and I see Skyla, and I say, "Skyla, is this all for you? Because you got drunk and lost? Did you think that this was the tavern, Skyla? Is that what you think was going on here? Did you try to sneak into the manor?
Isn't this the
I've been
inn?
here for 2 days, Skyla. 2 days! Oh my gosh.
I
Corin,
thought this was the tavern. I just want some sleepy bread.
look, I know, I'm gonna push her off. Look, I know you just wanted some sleepy bread, but you are causing serious trouble here, Skyla. You cannot just get drunk
that's enough
and run
talking.
off.
We're
No,
not
it's not
buying
enough
it.
talking. I have got to clear this up, sir. Skyla,
At
You
that
cannot
point,
leave us.
Kaylee, you feel a halberd blade pressed into the back of your armor.
I turn around and I like slap it away. Give me a second, okay? We're not going anywhere.
Make
And
a
I-
persuasion roll at disadvantage.
Yep.
Ouch.
Yep.
Oh gosh.
Double 30s!
Not bad though.
That means I rolled a 4.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
What does that
Don't
mean?
laugh.
That's a natural 20.
Fuck.
I don't know what you want me to tell you. As you do that, you turn around and slap the blade out of his hand.
I don't slap.
You turn around and slap the blade, right?
Yeah, I do. I totally do.
Oh, did it not roll? Why is it not rolling? Okay, it's a... Or is it +3? Yeah. It's not going to do that. Let me do it here. So much for roll 20 being nice.
Who's climbing the high tower in the background?
With a
That's
+3.
Alaric.
With a +3, I'm assuming that hits.
Yes.
Okay, almost lightning fast, as you slap this, the guard flips it around to the hilt side and with as much force as he can, cracks you straight in the side of the head.
Okay.
And it's not going to be all that much. Yeah. You take 11 points of bludgeoning damage as he smacks you basically directly to the side of the head, and the other 5 guards get ready to keep going if you keep pressing the attack.
Could I have time to respond?
Yeah.
Can I respond?
If you guys want.
I become invisible.
Okay.
I'm going to, because obviously they're not buying it, but still trying to sound a little drunk. I'm going to say, leave her alone, and call upon Fox to just come right between us and just kind of stand guard. He's not going to attack, but he's going to look very intimidating.
Is he making any noise? Is he roaring?
I mean, he's probably like snarling,
Okay.
rah.
Okay. I'm going to need Skyla, Corin, and Kaylee to roll.
Oh no! Oh no!
And I will bring your tokens over here.
I've got a plan. Don't worry, guys. It just came to me. It is subpar, but
Okay.
it is a plan.
So, are you talking about like a reasonable person subpar or our party's subpar? Because if it's our party's par that you're subparing, then I am very worried.
Oh, well, then it's on par for our party. I've got an on
Okay.
par party plan.
Okay,
I
on par
need
party plan. I'm all
Fox's token as well.
Does he roll separate initiative?
Oh, I don't remember. We can just go on mine.
Yeah, you can just go on yours.
Oh, I need to quit my thing.
I need to look in the monster manual for the fastest thing I can turn into.
Okay, who's near me?
I still need to roll initiative, sorry.
Who's here? Me, Kaylee, and Corin?
However, you would be considered surprised. So while you're not surprised, you don't get ambuscade.
I know. Well, we still need to balance the 6th level thing then, because it seems unfair that I lose all of my stuff.
Maybe. We'll take a look at it. So the guards have it's a +1. Why did this did not transfer over well, and it's really annoying. I'm gonna try and read
Yeah. It did that to me like 2 sessions ago
Same thing.
on Curse of Strahd. It was just like,
Like make a new sheet or what? A 12 is a +1, right?
I don't know.
Oh, 12 is +1, yeah.
Alright. And then I will just roll it. There you go. So 14. Alright. So 6 guards. And descending. So Kaylee, you, as this happens, taken by surprise, he smacks you. You go first. You want to cast invisibility?
Yes.
Okay.
And for my movement / bonus action,
And then Silver, you're actually the only other one that's probably close enough to hear this, so you could actually roll initiative too. Silver. You muted?
Having a moment. I apologize.
That's okay.
I am close enough to roll initiative on this.
You're close. You're the only one else that's in the party. You're basically outside of the thicket with everyone else, with Gregor and the captain of the guard, and you hear this go on. You hear like the snarling. You hear like the shouts and stuff like that.
Cool.
So roll-
Reasonable reason for me to want to get involved then. Let's see if I do this thing right.
click your token, and then click initiative.
How do I click a token? How do I do that?
Find your
on the
token
map.
on the screen. Oh, yes. And then you click the initiative.
Forgive the roll 20 newbiness.
No, that's
Nah,
fine.
girl.
Yeah.
Ooh, she went before me. Thanks for sucking up that nat 20, but cool.
Cool.
So, why you don't actually have to meet Dex?
She doesn't need it,
Don't.
apparently.
That's amazing. Okay, so you go ahead and you roll Well, first off, on your... Oh, no, initiative doesn't do that. Never mind. We already set that up for you. Okay, so you go ahead and you hear this go on. You hear, like, this dull thud and these barks and kind of like this tense sound of battle breaking out. You hear these snarls and you see this flash of kind of like bluish light from within the thicket. Everyone around you kind of tenses up a little bit and begins like looking towards the thicket. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna dash in that direction, man. I want to see what's going on.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and you take off into the direction that you're going. Your movement speed's 30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in the time that you have, moving all of your movement, you get to about the area in the thicket on the edge of it where this is going on. And you see the guards standing around Corin and Kaylee, who you've met, this Genasi that you don't know yet, and actually, no, you'd only see Corin. I'm sorry. Kaylee, you would have
Kaylee's invisible.
Yeah, you would have gotten the invisibility spell off, and Skyla, you would have gotten the Fox out. So you see Corin standing there. The guards are kind of at a tense, and they're all around, and you can see that they're in the middle of a battle right now. You see this large, giant polar bear spiritual kind of form that's in front of Skyla. What do you want to do?
Hold my action.
Okay, well, you would have dashed to get all the way in.
Oh, then that's fine. Then I am literally just surveying what's going on and assessing, because I just see Corin and a bear that I would have probably never seen in my life before. So I'm just surveying.
Okay. All right, then we'll move on to Kaylee, who is now invisible.
I dash in the direction of Gregor, because I'm gonna tattle.
I'm gonna tell on you.
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
I hope this gets resolved before it gets to me, because I am still figuring out what I'm going to do.
I'll figure it out, Corin.
Okay. Is that all you're gonna do?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to Gregor.
Dash, bonus action, tumble, all that.
Yep.
Okay, so you like handedly get to Gregor, who is now tensing up. He has a Silver Guard member with him, and he's basically like barking orders at him. You get to Gregor as this guard is running off. Gregor's there, has now pulled out his sword. They don't see you because you're invisible. Do you want to drop it?
Yes, I want Gregor to see me. He's probably gonna swing at me because I'm gonna come out of nowhere, but I'm just gonna do it anyways.
Oh, all right. So you drop it. He kind of tenses up, and he's like, "What is going on?"
You were probably right. I shouldn't have gone off by myself. This is all a mistake. My friend Skyla got drunk and tried to get into the manor because she thought it was the inn, and the city guards are freaking out about it, and they hit me. They hit me. I did nothing, and they hit me.
So you fled?
Yeah, I wanted to come get you because they didn't believe that I was working for you. Which, why would they?
You're not working for me.
You told me to come with you to come check this out.
And then you left. I
Because you
said
said I
together.
could.
He just looks like dumbfounded at the whole situation. Stops for a second, says, "You and your friends and I are going to have a very long talk." And he doesn't follow you. He actually heads off to head off the captain of the guard that's there.
Great.
And that's going to be your turn. Skyla, what are you doing?
Oh Lord.
You and Fox doing?
How many guards are there?
6.
You're really putting me in a corner here.
You assaulted a manor with like 15 guards running around it.
But they didn't have to hit us. Hit Kaylee.
They didn't.
Can Fox grapple?
Yeah.
I would like him to grapple the nearest guard.
Okay, go ahead and give me a athletics check.
Oh, cool. I don't have skills. Generate skills. Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try one more time to
Let it. Come on, Fox. You have a +5.
Did the guard sheet finally work? Or no? It did not. Yes, I think it did. This is just a test. Okay. All right, so you did athletics, and they can do either acrobatics or athletics. There you go. So as this bear kind of comes into form, the guard actually takes a step back, loses his footing in the dense thicket. Fox reaches forward and grabs him up and pins his arms to his side. The guard, kind of wiggling out, still has the halberd out, but is definitely grappled and cannot move any further.
Okay, and then for Skyla, gosh, she's gonna have to do some major herbalisming later. But Skyla's gonna pull back her bow, say, "Are you sure this is a fight you want to start?" And then hold her action. Shit, we're up close. I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to use my war pick and hold it menacingly and say the same thing. And
So you, at the dance, you had your bow, your war pick, your whip, all that stuff with you? I'm just asking.
that's not something I thought about, to be honest.
Would Skyla... Okay, so honestly, would Skyla have that, or would it be in her room?
She probably would have kept a dagger with her. Does she have daggers? Oh no. Cool. So Skyla has no weapons. So cool. I'm going to point at Fox. Is this really a fight you want to start? And hold my action. If someone comes up, I'm gonna try to punch him in the nose.
Okay, go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Oh jeez.
Ooh, Skyla, the intimidator.
Really backed up into a corner right now. She's scared.
Right. As you're sitting there and you kind of like just point at the bear, no weapons on you, no nothing, but with this kind of commanding air of authority, you just point at this giant looming spiritual bear and kind of stare down these other other five guards that are there. One or two of them take a couple steps back and kind of glance at each other and begin edging their way closer towards the edge of the thicket, kind of moving out of the way. All right, now it's their turn. The first guard's going to try and break the grapple. So athletics check from Fox.
Come on, Fox.
Okay, so the guard manages to, spending his turn, breaking the grapple, pushing away, stands there and holds the halberd up between him and Fox, not doing much else, looking at the other guards, and says, "Where'd the other one go?" And they kind of shrug and look at each other and they say, "You need to come with us," and look at you, Corin, and Skylar.
We need to come with them?
You need to come with them.
Why?
Just looking at you, literally like, you get the feeling that they kind of backed down and cowered away, and then, especially after seeing Fox come out, they're kind of taking a pause, and they're pointing at you with their halberds up, ready to fight, but telling you, like, they're thinking twice about fighting in here with a druid with a giant polar bear.
They don't necessarily know I'm a druid yet. They might be about to.
I mean,
You look kind of
you got
druidy.
twigs sticking out your beard.
Yeah.
And they basically all, I don't want to put it in exact D&D terms, they basically all hold their turn and wait. Corin, what do you want to do?
Skylar looks at Corin.
I am going to, let me just double check what it takes to cast it. I think it's VSM. Come on. Yeah, VSM. I'm going to go ahead and cast Enhance Ability on myself for Charisma, which is what? Eagle's Splendor.
So are you casting a spell?
Yes.
Okay, as you move to cast the spell, The remaining 5 guards are all going to take their reaction. At you.
Okay.
Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
The last 2 miss.
Okay, and it's two-handed, so it's the secondary for every single one of those.
So let's see, that's 6, 20, so let's see, 6, 22, 25. Okay. And I guess, would I need to make con checks, or would it be, how would you handle the concentration check for enhanceability?
So as you like begin to motion to make the spell, they all step forward and just like one after the other go to hit, almost getting in each other's way as the last 2 swings come down and kind of swing wide. Now you can basically take your turn. So if you still want to do the same turn,
Yeah, I'm casting Enhance Ability to give myself advantage on charisma checks, and I'm saying, this is all a misunderstanding. I'm going to ignore those attacks. You don't need to use force on us. Just let us explain.
okay, make a persuasion check. All right.
With my +0.
All right. Was it insight? Yeah. Well, we'll just go with that anyways. They sit there for half of a second, looking at you.
And my hands would have been up after finishing casting the spell.
No more funny business. All 3 of you need to move now.
Where are you taking us?
Where?
They're pointing you in the direction of the group, outside of the thicket, towards the main road where you guys came from.
If you put your weapons down, we'll gladly walk with you all.
You can walk in front of us.
But you can put your weapons down.
Walk in front of
You
us.
can put your weapons down. I could do this literally all day.
One of the guards picks up his whistle and puts it in his mouth, getting ready to blow it again.
Skyla,
That's so
let's go with them for now.
Come on, Fox. And then, like, glare at the guards as Fox and I walk by.
Okay, Silver, you see all of this happen.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
Within the 6 seconds it would have taken in conjunction to really, like, do Skyla and Corin look like they are distressed at this point, or are you guys kind of, like, submissive at this point?
I mean, Corin is very zen, so he's just like...
Skyla looks very huffy. Arms crossed.
This could complicate things and make things worse, but I'm going to do it anyway, because this was what I was planning on doing to begin with. I'm going to cast Thaumaturgy. And I'm going to make a wolf howl 30 feet to the west of where I am. This could make it worse. I don't know yet, but we'll find out.
Alright, so you go ahead and cast Thaumaturgy, and there's a wolf howl that sounds very close. The guards tense up. They look at the 3 of you that are in front of them. They kind of look back and forth, side to side. All of a sudden, you hear the whistles start to ring out again and again and again. At this point, Gregor, who was approaching the Silver Guard, actually, Silver, you wouldn't see this anymore, but you do hear shouts and screams from behind you as people begin kind of flooding into the thicket at this point.
Okay, and then as a bonus action, being that it is just a verbal spell, because Corin is within 60 feet of me, correct?
Yeah.
Casting Healing Word on him. So. Let me see if I do this right. I'm just gonna do first level spell. There we go.
Better
Nice.
than nothing.
Alright, so you regain the HP. Nessa and Alaric,
Yeah, do we hear a wolf howl?
you guys hear a wolf howl ring out from back in the direction of where you were.
Let's go.
You're muted.
You're muted, my dear Ryan.
Let's go.
You guys begin making your way back as fast as you can, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, for
With
sure.
Silverguard in tow, the direction that you guys came from.
Good.
Ailey, you're standing near Gregor. He walks off in front of the Silverguard Knight, or not the Silverguard Knights. Get my own factions confused here now. There's so much going on. He walks off in front of the manor, captain of the guard, and he puts his hand up and he goes. He's basically talking to him, saying that this is clearly a misunderstanding. You are you're stepping outside your boundaries, coming outside the manor grounds, stuff like that. And then there's a wolf howl, and almost faster than you can see, Gregor has his greatsword out, and it's ready to just go. A couple more silver guards start running up. You can hear them coming as you kind of peek over your shoulder. You hear them running up towards you. The captain of the guard almost goes probably paler than most elves at that point in time. He kind of loses the little bit of color in his face and begins kind of looking around. And Gregor says, "This seems like it's our issue now."
Your camera froze.
Oh, of course. I'll grab that really quick. Think about what you want to do, Kaylee.
Thinking about it. Taking notes.
And yes, using half a session to do nothing again.
I feel
the Green
real
Hill
bad.
story.
We learned a lot about each other, really.
Did we though? Because none
I
of us
did.
are actually around each other.
We didn't know what was going on. So we were all just like, it could be real, it could be
I should
fake.
have just listened to Nessa and left.
You played Skyla, bro.
But we've
Fine.
like a whole like more than half a session now.
But you were Skyla.
No,
It's
but
fine.
I want to get out of Green Hill.
Yeah, me too.
Sick of this green ass hill, okay?
Right? I
I
know.
want to see something else.
I'm going to burn the hill so it's brown and black and there's no life left. I'm going to burn down the Druid Forest, Corin. I'm going to burn it to the ground.
The Druid Forest is probably protected.
If you start a fire in the quarantine, I feel like we all just go up in flames. So,
What's the difference?
Alaric, no.
What is happening right now other than us all going up in flames?
Okay, so
Alaric,
apparently,
my human.
your camera's still frozen.
I know. I was going to say, apparently my other battery died. So,
Oh.
yeah. Like it won't it won't hold.
You want to use my camera?
No, it's fine.
Okay.
I'll just go with this for now, and you guys can have that wonderful picture of my face for the time being until the other one charges.
Okay.
Okay. So, Keely, what do you want to do?
I would like to... Oh god, I'm... Is there... If I dash back, is there a place in the thicket where I can try to stealth?
You can try and stealth, but what you gotta understand right now is that there's the better part of like 30 people that are all in this little, and I'm trying to indicate with my hands, in this little almost ravine-like section that's overgrown with brush. And it's not like they're spread out along the whole length of it. They're kind of all clumped right at the very end of it where Skyla was. So even though the thicket is kind of dense, it's not really like you got a lot of options to kind of move around without being seen.
Well... So, if that's a perimeter, and that's the noise, I was talking to Gregor over here, or was it up by the corner?
It was kind of like, yeah, like there.
And then we have thicket.
Yeah, the thicket kind of goes like this. There's a little path along the side of the fence, like a very small path that like one or two guards maybe walk along.
Okay.
The rest of the thicket is there, and then after I don't know, maybe 20 or so feet, it starts, maybe a little bit, like 30 feet. It starts to go up the hill towards that path towards the monastery.
And how many feet is it?
I mean, you're talking like less than 60 feet away at this
Okay.
point.
Is there a way for me to get into this area? You know, like around the people on the other side of everybody.
Yeah, you can walk over there.
And that, is it thicketed?
Yeah.
I would like to get in there.
Unless you're gonna go up on the path above the like area that they're in, basically like up here. It's all gonna be kind of overgrown.
Oh, it's only 60 feet away from me?
Yeah.
Are there people still over here?
There's a couple more guards that are running up, and silver guards that are coming up behind you now.
Frick, I need to find a place to get off a spell.
What do you want to do, Kaylee? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna run up onto the. Are there people on the path? I'm gonna run up on the path and see if there's people up there.
Okay, so you make your way up to the path. There's no. You can see from where you're at. There's no one up there.
Great.
But looking down into it, you can't really see much into the thicket, anyways.
No, that's okay. I want to cast Major Image and make the visage of a werewolf in here, so that hopefully when they come towards the sound that was out that way, they start to see the figure.
Okay. All right. So you go ahead and do that. You have to be able to see where you're casting it, right?
Yeah, so it'd be on my side, and I would just make it move on my side of the thicket back and forth, so that when they get into the thicket and look around,
Okay.
you know. But it's away from me. It's 120 feet. I'm not casting it in front of me, so they're like, "Why were you just standing there next to a werewolf and you didn't do anything about it?" It's like,
So you're up on the path, like
Uh-huh.
up here. Let me pull this up to the front. You're up on the path up here,
mhm.
and you're casting down into the thicket.
I mean, it obviously can't be in the thicket because I have to be able to see it. So it would be,
Like on the trees?
yeah.
Okay, so basically you're casting it like up on one of the trees over behind where the commotion's going on?
Yes.
Okay.
Hoping it'll work out. It might not. That's fine.
Okay.
I gotta do something.
Alright. Alright, so that's what you do. You leave Gregor at that point and run off to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Skyla, what are you doing?
Aren't we walking out with the guard?
Is that what you want to continue doing?
Yeah.
Now you've heard a werewolf howl. You've seen Silver cast healing on Corin, and you've heard the guards kind of get a little bit like edged up about the sound of the werewolf behind them. So you want to continue walking forward out of the thicket?
Yeah. That's where they told us to go.
Corin, you doing the same thing?
I will continue walking, but just sort of glance at all of them and say, if that is a lichen, will you attack us if we defend ourselves? Will you let us assist you?
Just keep moving, and you can see they're kind of worried. They want to move away from the sound. They kind of keep nudging you forward.
Okay, and I assume they basically have their weapons at our backs.
Yeah, they're kind of just like pressing you along.
Okay, so yeah, just keep moving.
All right, Silver, same thing, or are you gonna do something else? They've seen you, but they're not. You can tell that they're trying to get away from that noise that you created.
You're muted, I think. There we go.
Jokes. I think at this point, if Corin and Skylar are going along with it, I'm not going to try and create a mountain out of a molehill anymore. I am going to hang back just a bit, see if I can get eyes on Kaylee where she might have gone, because I would assume she would probably be trying to get close to her friends, being that was where she set up what she kind of like set off to find in the first place. But I'm just going to try and tail close-ish behind where Corin and Skylar are going.
Okay, so you guys all make your way out of the thicket. You see this kind of commotion going on. Silver Guard are rushing up. Let's see. Silver, Corin, and Skyla, give me an insight check.
Do I get to use my favorite terrain since we're coastal?
I don't know if insight works on favorite terrain.
It's wisdom and intelligence checks.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So it adds my proficiency.
Sure.
Or it doubles my proficiency, so I'll add 3 to this.
All right.
Oh, 13.
13. Corin, you don't you don't really pick up on it. You're kind of nervous about what's going on. Skyla, you're kind of like just really wrapped up in these guards that are like threatening you, and like you don't get to spend a lot of time with Fox, so you've probably taken a moment to pay attention to him too. Silver, you've been around the town for a little while at least. You've seen Gregor somewhat in passing, but you've had a lot of interaction with the captain of the guard. And as you look over, you see these two, Gregor and the captain of the Silver Guard, and you can see this kind of like super thick tension between the two of them. And you see almost this like power struggle. You've got on one hand the whatever's going on with the manor. You've got all these guards that are out there. Now you see Gregor and his Silver Guard that are there with the sound of the werewolf, and basically trying to undercut this captain, saying this is our territory, this kind of stuff. And you almost see them politely bickering back and forth. It kind of, what's the best way? Like in action movies when the FBI shows up on the scene and tells the local authorities that this is their case now.
Yep.
You're kind of seeing that going on, essentially. And Gregor kind of like gives like a flourish of his hand. He kind of like does a quick like down swipe with his hand, and basically swipes. He motions his people forward, and the Silver Guard push on into the thicket and begin kind of moving on. And the rest of the Elven Guard are kind of left behind. And you can kind of see that the captain of the guard, as this is kind of going on, doesn't necessarily look defeated, but looks very frustrated.
Gotcha. Okay, noted. I don't know what to do with it yet, but noted.
Okay, and with that, we're going to go ahead and drop initiative. All right. Alaric and Nessa, you come running up. You see Fox as his form begins to flicker out and dissipate. You see Skyla and Corin standing very close to each other. Corin looking a little worse for wear, looking like he's taken a couple hits, although looks a bit patched up. There's still, spots of blood and stuff that are kind of sticking around. You see these guards that are standing, halberds at point on these two. You hear the commotion going off. You almost see no Silver Guard except for the two that are with you. And you see a very kind of frustrated-looking elven captain of the guard walking over towards these two. You muted?
Probably.
No.
What do you want to do?
Who?
Alaric?
Nessa and Alaric. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, just
I guess we're done here. I'll go back to the tavern.
They're not. Corin and Skyla aren't being let go.
Mm-hmm.
They're not being dismissed. You guys come upon the scene where they're basically coming out of the thicket.
What's happening? What is this?
I was drunk and Corin found me, and then this other person came and found us, and then these guys were mean to us, and Kaylee ran away, and now they won't leave us alone.
What has she done? Why are you detaining my friends?
I was just drunk.
I'm sorry, but and this is one of the guards, one of the first guards that came upon you. He says, "I hardly believe that you were drunk. I think that you were out there and you were attempting something. We came upon you. You did not listen. And then one of your friends
Listen, friend,
attacked one of
she
us."
rarely listens.
Also, smell my breath. I've been drinking
So,
a lot today.
You're detaining her, but you haven't given me a reason for you to be detaining her. You don't believe that she's drunk, so what?
And who are you?
Who are you?
And at this point, the captain of the guard steps forward and he says, "I'm the captain here, and I'm in charge of these grounds."
Well, I'm
And
the
if-
captain now.
He stabs Alaric in the throat. No.
Yeah, Alec
You
cuts
die.
off my
Rocks
head.
fall, you die.
I'm a member of the Maelstrom Patrol, and you have several of my members in your custody right now with no reason for it. no reasonable reason for it.
There have been several attacks made on this manor in the past few days alone, and I'll not stand for someone prowling around in the dead of night outside of these fences. If someone is going to be doing that, then I have every right to investigate and interrogate them as I see fit. And if you have an issue with that, then you can file a formal complaint with Lord Talver for all I care. But in the meantime, if you want to have a problem, then we can have a problem.
I already have a problem. If you want to add another one, what's the difference? I'm just saying, you have no reason to hold my friends, and I'll follow you to the station or whatever, what do you call it in these medieval times, as that they are, and we'll figure this out. But this is silly. There's real things going on.
Yes, and I intend to get to the bottom of those real things. These two are coming with us. And he kind of motions, and the guards are pushing Korn and Skyla back along the fence line towards the manor gates.
Oh, inside
Towards
the
the manor
manor
gates.
You've not
going along
you guys
with
have to understand, you haven't seen any of the elven knights, the guards of the manor, outside of the town, except in rare instances. They don't have a local posting, except at the manor.
Then in the gates we go.
Where are you taking them? And I'm walking with them, but where are you taking them? The barracks is the other way.
They're not going to the barracks. They tried to get onto the manor grounds, then we will discuss this on the manor grounds.
What do you mean they tried to get on manor grounds? How do you... Where did you find them?
I don't have to answer questions to you. What business do you have here? Were you with them? Do you want to come in and get questioned as well?
I'd be happy to answer any question that you have for me.
Fine. Disarm him and he can go as well.
You will not take my blade.
Then you'll not come onto manor grounds.
Well, then you can take mine and I'll go.
Okay, anyway, sorry. Cool.
You're detaining a child. I intend to see what you're going to do with her behind
I
closed
did
doors.
not.
You're 18. You're 18.
Child.
I'm trying to make him feel bad. Jeez.
While this is going on, Kaylee, what are you doing?
I don't see any of this, do I?
You're up on the hill, basically the pathway leading up, and you can see that going on. You're really only you're less than 200 feet away at this point. You're 150 feet away. You can see and hear all of this going on.
They said I couldn't see through the thicket.
You're up on top though. You're up on this hill, this pathway. This goes up.
Right.
Pretty
But
steep.
I thought the thicket was...
Yes,
tall.
but they're outside of the thicket. They're on the main road now.
Nobody came for the werewolf sound.
The entirety of the Silver Guard and Gregor dismissed the Elven Guards and went into the thicket.
Oh, well, I don't care about them. I dropped the stupid major image.
Okay.
Whoop, that's the wrong screen. That one. And I don't know. I walk around and I go towards my friends because I see Alaric there now, and I'm gonna see what I can do. I'm gonna catch up to them.
As you come up, one of the guards goes, "That's the other one that was with them."
Oh, the other one who did nothing and you struck? Yeah, that's me.
That's the one that assaulted us first and would not listen to reason.
Assaulted?
She did not assault you.
That's
She
that's a big...
literally did the opposite of that.
I defended myself because you stuck your weapon in my back in a threatening way, and I assaulted you. Right, take me in. It's time to go. I'm sure your captain's gonna love to hear this story.
The captain motions forward, and a couple of the knights come forward and begin manacling Skyla and Corin and Kaylee.
You don't have to manacle me. I'm going right now with you.
Skyla, you're drunk and dangerous. Don't you get it? These
Silver,
are
what do you
very
want to do?
scared men.
Can I detect thoughts on the captain and see why specifically they are, if it is beyond just what I am overhearing from my perch, so to speak?
Yeah, you can go ahead and detect thoughts.
All right, let's.
You cut
Audio
out there a
drop
little
again.
bit.
Just a little bit.
Some weird audio drop.
Yeah, I'm not. I'll try to get it figured out before.
Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it.
whenever. Yeah.
It's fine. Tech problems happen. Okay, so are you just the surface thoughts?
Yeah, it's just surface thoughts. Just being that I just saw Wesley essentially like overpower this dude and claim jurisdiction, and that they're still interested in taking them in. I'm just curious.
Oh,
You cut out
dropped.
again.
What?
So you saw Gregor basically take over the situation when he heard the noise with the werewolf is when he took over.
Right, and I
You cut
Oh,
out.
what is
Freaking
that?
frick. And you what?
What is that? I don't understand.
You're back.
That's weird.
okay, good,
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm.
It's bizarre. I am just curious if there is a reason why they are still being detained, even though it seems like beyond just trespassing. If there's any additional reasons why they might be detained or questioned.
Okay. So as you kind of like peek at the surface thoughts, you kind of have this constant, frustrated kind of almost angry tone that's going on in his subconscious. He's very like just fed up with the whole entire situation. He's very stressed out. He's tired. He's basically run ragged. Those are most of the surface thoughts, and at this point, the thoughts that keep like popping up in his head is just like these freaking idiots, basically. Like all the idiots, surrounded by idiots, is basically kind of like what he's projecting right now, I guess. You're not really picking up too much. Like I said, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of like anger and stress is the most of the surface thought that you're
Okay, so nothing nefarious, I guess.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm shaking my head. I realize. No, nothing nefarious. Nothing that like strikes you as anything. I mean, in your dealings with him, he's someone that does his job, does his duty, does what he's supposed to do. And at this point, you feel like he's just kind of frustrated and fed up and over everything that's going on right now. And go ahead and make an insight check.
Well, one of my favorite roles.
Oh, it's not bad. Let's see. So the main thing that you're kind of picking up on right now, you feel the frustration and stress in having seen the interaction earlier with Gregor. You kind of get the sense that he's slighted a little bit, and right now he is kind of latching on to, well, this is my jurisdiction. This is mine, so I'm gonna pursue this. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was shut out of this, and he was told earlier in the day. The rest of the party was aware of this. Silver, you probably heard about it, but you don't know the ins and outs of it. Earlier in the day, he was also kind of shut down as the Silver Guard walked all over the manor and did their thing. Now, like, this is kind of him taking back control almost.
All right. I'm gonna ponder that for just a second.
All right. What do you want to do? Who is all submitting to being manacled and giving up weapons?
Ew, manacled? Ew.
Yep.
It's gonna be
Yes.
funny when they try and take my Fey dagger.
Okay, sorry. Sorry. I'm losing my mind because of this session right now.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. Let's just keep going. We gotta push through.
Push through, she says. Okay. Alaric, what are you doing?
Not going in there.
Okay.
Bye, Alaric.
You watch as your friends are disarmed and
Have
shackled.
anything to show? Oh,
Or-
dang.
No, they didn't take that from you. You guys can keep notes of what weapons that you have on you that you're giving to the guards. They take them all from you. Basically, you're put in manacles and you're walked into the manor grounds. You're actually led off to the left of the manor grounds towards one of the back buildings back here where there is kind of a guard's barracks. And you are put into... you can tell it's not actually like a barracks room or a cell like Nessa, you've seen in the actual barracks. It's kind of... It almost looks like a break room. But they put you in there and they put guards outside the door. They close and lock the door on you. You can kind of tell they don't actually have, like, they don't have provisions for having like detainees essentially. So you guys are led around the corner, back into there, one by one, put into the room. The door is closed behind you and locked, and the guards are posted outside. A couple, probably. Well, we'll get to that in a little bit. Corin, if you could roll a 1d4.
Yep.
Okay. After a few minutes, not really paying too much attention, but you kind of feel at your hip where you always kind of keep the dagger, that kind of firm, pressed feeling, and you kind of just, you know what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Alaric, what are you doing?
Going back to the tavern.
Okay. Silver, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow that guy.
Okay.
Because I feel like I should talk to him about what I've just found out.
Everything that just went on.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. You get back to the tavern. You and Silver are there.
I go straight up to my room.
Okay.
Oh, hold on a second, hold on.
I'm sorry, I'm busy. Can I keep going?
Okay.
Okay.
I dawn for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
Getting that armor on. Okay.
Somebody soon.
Getting his war face on.
Someone's gonna get in trouble.
So for those of us in the manor jail, are we in the same room? Are there any guards in the room with us?
You're all in the same room. It's in what you assume is the guards' barracks. You guys passed a couple different rooms with furnishings and stuff like that. You saw a couple of guards in and out of their armor that were in there. They led you to a room in the back, which it's an interior room. There's no windows or anything. Kind of a plain wooden door, but it did have a lock on it. And inside there are some chairs and some water and stuff that's there. And it essentially kind of looks like just a room that they use for maybe like sitting around in. There's like a table and stuff in there. You're all in there together, and the guards are outside the door. After 5 or 10 minutes or so, the door opens up, and a guard comes in, and he's actually carrying like some bedrolls and things like that, and he drops them in there. And a guard behind him has basically like a tray, and it's got like bread and cheeses and stuff on it. Very, very like paltry, but actually a lot nicer than most food you'd probably get at a tavern or something like that. Like it's actually, yeah, exactly. Like you guys aren't exactly like, it's almost surprising. Like, yeah, here's your bread and cheese, and it's like artisanal cheeses. And,
Like brie.
yeah, it's like, yeah, eat your paltry meal, but it's like $50 cheese. Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
This is better than our rations.
Yeah.
We should have done this yesterday.
Essentially.
We should have done this from the beginning. This is the best food I've eaten all month.
They kind of
So yesterday.
yeah. So like 2 minutes ago. So you guys, they put it in there, and it basically says the captain will speak with you in the morning, and they close the door.
No one's in there? They close the door?
Just the
And presumably
four of
lock
us.
it behind, so just the three of us.
We can make it if we try. Just
Yeah,
the three of us.
Skyla, Corin.
Do you and I.
So there's 4.
I'm obviously trying to calm my breathing is what's happening. It's like, like pre-panic attack breathing.
And
Yeah.
in case it wasn't clear, when they put you in there, they took the manacles off. So
Oh, good. Okay.
they literally kind of like made a show of it, like slam these things on you, walk you around the corner, and put you in a room and feed you and give you clothes, give you bedding. Like it was, we'll show you, and then they put you in there, and it was like, okay, we'll deal with that later.
Is there like a window?
No, it's an interior room. There's no windows.
Mother. Okay.
All right, Silver. You were kind of brushed off at the tavern.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
I have an inclination to...
You cut out.
Wait, You got muted. You have an inclination what?
Oh goodness, I don't know why this is happening. That's so weird.
Are you using like a mic? Is it like a loose cable or something, or is it?
I unplugged it and plugged it back in. I'm not sure. It's it seems to be not behaving well with Roll20, unfortunately. But just raise the red flags if I cut out again. I have an inclination to want to help these people because they are of interest to me specifically. So I mean, I don't know if I'm gonna wait around though for Alaric though, because I am not clear on if he's going to go try and help them.
It's pushing like 3 o'clock right now in the morning. You have room and board at the temple, but I'll have you know the tavern's deathly silent. There's like no one there. There's a couple like drunks kind of quietly snoring. You
probably hear armor clamoring around.
Clamoring on.
You hear armor
angry. It's angry
like,
dawning.
Being like thunk 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 as he's trying to like pull the boot on that kind of stuff. Like
okay, so based on that, I think I will just kind of go up to where I'm hearing like kind of where I can surmise that he went, what room he went in.
Yep. Cut out. There it
just
goes.
stand outside the door and just kind of under my breath just say, look, I'm not sure if you want my help or not, but your friends are in trouble and I think I can help. Are you going to go and find them?
Yes, I will.
Are you all working for Gregor? Is that what's going on here?
I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but it's gone absolutely mental tonight.
Well, that's
and
apparent.
I'm going to fix it.
All right. Well, I think you should know if it helps any. It seems that the captain's been, well, it seems like he's been undermined. Is all it seems to me. It doesn't seem like anything beyond that. So I think if you can just sort of warm him over, perhaps it'll just blow over as quickly as it happened.
The thunking slows down a little bit.
I just think... Look, whatever you're gonna do, that's fine, but I don't think you need...
Yep, cut out.
Whatever you're thinking of doing is fine, but...
whatever you're gonna do, it's fine, but I don't think you need to go in there, swords blazing or anything. I think that... No, I really just stopped talking. I don't know. I just stopped talking.
My bad.
That works.
Jump the gun.
I'm going to continue to dawn, but considering, like, just give me roughly 3 to 5 more minutes. And I'm sorry, what was your name again?
Silva.
Through the door. I'm Alaric.
Nice to meet you, Alaric.
At that, as you kind of finish donning and prepping up, come out. Silver, I don't know where you're going to be. Are you going to wait up at the door, wait downstairs?
He said, give me 5 minutes, so yeah, I'm just going to stand outside awkwardly.
Yeah. So, at the end of the 5 minutes or so, Alaric coming out of the room, you see Silver standing there waiting. It's very late in the evening. It's about 3 or so. Are you guys heading downstairs?
I went and talked to him. Sorry, you said he's just an injured pride, and that's what this is all about?
This is what it seems, yes. I was watching him
Cut out.
earlier.
You're watching
and
him what? You're watching him what?
I was watching them earlier, and I just noticed that it seemed like Gregor had claimed jurisdiction, and he seemed to be a bit hurt by that. And I can infer what people are thinking most of the time, and it seemed...
Cut out.
It seemed what?
Lack of a better term.
It seemed
Butthurt.
what?
Butthurt. Butthurt.
Yeah, but
Maybe try giving it a quick relog if you think it's a Roll20 issue.
Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. So, while she's doing that, we'll go over the rest of the group here. Do you guys want to do anything?
How is the lighting situation in this, though?
It's pretty dim. There's a candle that was on one of the tables that's lit, but that seems to be one of the only things.
Okay, I begin to glow.
Well, as always.
I will help out with that, and I will cast Fairy Fire,
Glow?
and we will
Yeah.
all
Is
glow.
this something we've seen before?
I don't think you guys have actually seen
I don't
it,
think
no.
so either.
Oh, well then I don't cast that. I would give it a
Nessa,
look.
Nessa, something's going on with you.
It's just a bit dark in here.
So but you're glowing and that's
It's a
not
little
normal.
less dark in here.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, I don't like the dark.
Are you...
Very small voice.
But why are you...
Didn't this happen to Alaric a long time ago?
This did.
Are you a
Yeah.
paladin of Lathander too?
Have you heard of Alaric's Lord and Savior, Lathander?
Are you a paladin too? What's
No.
happening? Why are you glowing? Like furthest corner away
Oh.
from Nessa, like really weirded out.
Alright, I'll stop glowing.
No,
I just... And then I'm still panic breathing a little bit.
it's alright, Nessa. Just calm down. And I will go ahead and produce flame just to light it up. Some more natural light and just... This is going to be fine. Breathe. Worst case, we'll talk to the captain in the morning. But we do have options at our disposal. I'm sure Alaric is doing something. It is also 3 a.m. We have been up for quite a while. We hosted a party. We can't...
While...
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
while you're talking, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm gonna, inspect the door.
Okay.
And look for, hinges, weaknesses, if it's sturdy, etc.,
Yeah.
etc. What's it made of?
Half barrel hinges.
Oh, good! Just need a bit of leverage.
Just a bit of leverage. Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Can't I reach with my...
So Alaric. Ooh. Oh.
Ah,
Oh.
rude! Rude roll 20.
I don't think this is a door. I think this is a wall. I'm pretty sure this is a wall.
Christmas.
Is that what it's called when you roll one of both?
Yeah.
It is now.
That's awesome. You have never seen finer craftsmanship on a door.
Got my produce flame going.
Yeah. So, you kind of go over the door. It's pretty dark in here. It's hard to make out, and this is, it's elven make. I mean, it's a wooden door. It seems fairly simple, but it's more ornate than you would expect it to be. Even the hinges seem to be kind of have all these extra flourishes and stuff on it. You're not quite sure what to make of it. You don't really work with stuff in this style. You've never really had a lot of experience with it before, so it doesn't really make. I mean, it could be the most secure door on the planet, or it could be the most easy door to break down. You're not too sure.
I'm gonna rare back to kick it.
Nessa, hold on. There are subtler ways. We can carve a little hole, and I'll pull out the Fey dagger. It's like, they tried to take it. This thing won't leave me. We can use it to carve out a little hole. I can
But they
be shape.
did it.
Yes, and it comes back, Skyla.
But why?
I forget. I've learned that it's actually Fey now, right? And it's Fey.
It has that air of trickery to it.
Mhm.
It's really hard to place. It's not exactly arcane magic. It's not
Yep.
exactly natural magic, and it seems to have that mischievous nature to it, kind of similar to other stuff that you guys have run into recently.
Yep. So it's Fey. I suppose not totally unlike lycanthropy, which originates from the Fey as well, but the knife always comes back. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing, but it is a thing. Anyways, we have this. Kaylee and I, of course, have our magics. we have solutions beyond breaking down a very fancy and nice door and earning more ire, whereas we can carve out a teeny little hole that they might not notice or just think they have some vermin or something.
I summon my glaive, and I'm like, I'm not worried about weapons. I thought I'd be alright with this. I'm not. Skylar, I told you we shouldn't have done this. And then I try not to cry.
I message.
And I just turn around and look at the wall.
Skyla cries.
I message Niasa.
Okay.
I assume you're sending a whisper.
Yeah.
And for
I sent
the,
a whisper.
yeah.
Yes.
For the
Alright,
100th time, stream does not see whispers unless it involves me. So
Yeah. All right. So while that's going on, Skyla's sobbing in the corner now that she's been verbally berated. Corin trying to calm everyone down. Nessa freaking out, and Kaylee eating bread and cheese. And
Messaging Niasa.
Nessa. Alaric and Silver, you guys talking about the wounded pride walking around town.
Yeah, so, are you from here? Do you know this man?
Well, I'm not from here, but I'm familiar enough with the captain, yes.
Do you have any advice for this? Is there anyone that we could speak to speak on our behalf, just in case that he doesn't
Well,
want? I'm assuming that if he is sensitive about outsiders, I'm not sure if there's any approach that I could take that he would be receptive to.
well, he said that this was a matter concerning Lord Talvir, and I think that we've got one of two options. We can either get Gregor involved, who he seems to be a bit undermined by, or we don't hurt his pride any further, and perhaps, potentially I could talk to him. I mean, DM, we've discussed this. Have I been? I've been in the manor.
You've been in the manor.
Been in the manor. I've been in the manor before.
You haven't been in the manor since the quarantine.
Okay, but I've been in there before, so... Okay.
And let me be... You haven't been in the manor since at least a few days before the quarantine. Let me put it that way. So around town there were rumors that there was an attack, which there was a werewolf attack, which the party's well aware of, and you were aware of when it happened. A few days later, Gregor and his group showed up and initiated the quarantine. Since the rumors of the attack, you haven't been in the manor.
Okay. Alright.
Well, if you would, if you think that would work, then I will absolutely back you up in whatever way I can.
I mean, you all don't seem like you're doing anything wrong, so I frankly think if we want to help your friends, we don't get Gregor involved, because we don't need to.
I really hope we didn't do anything wrong. I really do. I don't know.
It didn't look like it. From my angle, it didn't look like it at all.
No, I didn't see anything either, but, you turn your back for 5 minutes, and... But yes, let's, if you wouldn't mind, Silver, that's very kind of you.
Well, it's the least I could do, I think.
It's much appreciated, and whatever way I can help out, I will back you up.
And she just kind of nods and she continues to walk toward where they went.
Cool.
Okay, so you guys are heading downstairs, doing what? Or heading off, staying in the tavern? What are you doing?
I mean, she would kind of defer to you if you were pursuing them currently, being that you're donning your armor. She would assume that you're going now.
Well, I was gonna go now, but if it's like if Silver is like, we should sleep on it, we'll get to it in the morning, then Alaric might be able to get talked down off that ledge, maybe. But right now, Alaric thinks we're going now.
Let's go now.
All right.
Let's go now. Yeah. She doesn't sleep. She just stays up and studies all the time, so she...
Okay, so you both begin to make your way downstairs. As you do, you come down the stairs, round the bar, and sitting at one of the tables, great sword out, kind of spinning it in his hands. Gregor is sitting there.
One guy.
I kind of pause and Gregor?
You know, one wild goose chase that your group is in the middle of in one day, maybe. Two involving the same thing, the same place, the same people. Not one to feel that that's a coincidence, Alaric.
I'm sorry?
There's something very serious in this town, and using it as a means of distraction doesn't go over very well.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not sure what you're talking about.
I don't appreciate chasing ghosts, Alaric. I don't have time for this. The full moon's in less than 2 days, and I need to put my attention on important things and not running around after distractions. So I'd appreciate it if you and your friends would ever so kindly knock it off.
I don't know what happened tonight, but I assure you that whatever did, my friends had they're all working reasonably, they're all well trained and maelstrom mature, they're all capable and competent, and they're
Say it with a straight face. Say it with a straight face.
they're competent. And I'm sure this is all just a misunderstanding. I'm not quite sure what you're talking about exactly, but believe me, my friends and I all want to resolve the situation as soon as possible as well.
Well, getting mixed up with individuals that care more about their station and their standing is only going to slow things down. And I think that you, of all people, probably know that from experience. And I don't think that you could tell me honestly that your friends weren't doing something today.
I don't. I mean, my friends, they do as they will.
Is there something in the manor that you need to tell me about?
Currently, my friends. I'm sorry. What are you referring to? Can we? Can we just cut the coyness for a little bit? I'm in a bit of a rush. It's late, and I know you're tired. I'm tired. We have a lot of more pressing things. Can we just be out with it?
What are you trying to get in the manor for? What haven't you told me about?
I'm not trying to get in the manor.
What were you trying to get in the manor for earlier today?
I'm sorry, I'm at a loss. Like, what are you referring to exactly?
I find it hard to believe that 2 alarms go up, reporting lycanthropes entering the manor grounds, and that your friends and you are smack dab in the middle of it twice in one day without something going on. It's a very small town. I saw your friend talking with the steward, and I've met that man. If there's not ulterior motives there, I don't know what is.
If my friends are doing anything, it's working to end this quarantine.
Then why aren't you working with me?
I am Gregor. But I need my team to do that.
I'm trying to end this as best I can. And if you're going to be here and you're going to be getting involved, I need you doing so in a constructive manner.
I don't know what else I can do. I've
Is there anything that I need to know that you... I feel you've been turning over stones, Alaric. Is there something that I have missed?
that I'm not sure. I mean, you've uncovered stones that I'm not aware of. I wasn't aware that my friends were in the center of something in the manor earlier today. I knew that there was the alarms, but I stayed back at the barracks and heard about it secondhand, and I didn't get all the details about that.
Sending the innocent one out is a good tactic, but it only works so many times before people start to catch on.
Gregor, I swear to you, I'm not trying to disrupt anything. My team and I are not trying to do anything in order to make your job more difficult. And in this task, you and I are completely aligned in that there is nothing that I want more than to end this quarantine. And if you have an accusation for me, it might be good to just say it, but right now I really have to go to the manor and get my friends out of there.
I'm not sure that there's much that we can do tonight.
I beg to disagree with that. Sorry to interject. We haven't met yet. My name's Silva.
This is Silva. Silva, Gregor.
Yes, I know.
Look, I know you've had a long night. I understand there's a lot going on, but if you'll pardon my being frank, I believe that you pissed on the captain's pancakes, and that's why he's gotten a bit frustrated with this group. And if you want us to help you, or them to help you, as it were, perhaps you start there. Perhaps you start by helping them and coming to terms with what exactly it is that you want this group to do. Because from where I'm standing, it seems like a mess.
Yes, this is a mess. This whole situation's a mess.
Well, perhaps we start from square one then. Perhaps you come with us, help get his friends out, because you can talk to the captain, because clearly you two have an understanding that we don't, and start from there.
I can go and talk to the captain first thing in the morning, but I think that pressing the issue tonight's only going to cause further problems. That captain and those in that manor are already at unease with me being here and the terms in which I came here.
And Silver just kind of defers to Alaric at this point, not wanting to overstep too much.
I mean, Alaric deferringly looks to Silver. Like,
I don't know, man.
I mean,
Go ahead.
because like that was Gregor's thing. Like it'll be better to wait till morning, but he wants to see your reaction. Like, do you be if you're like, yeah, I guess that makes sense, and then Alec will be convinced. But if you're like, that sounds like BS, then
At her kind of neutral stance at this moment, she would believe that he would probably lend better backup if we did have an argument to get them out. So she's probably going to be like, maybe we should kind of step off a little bit, just for if it is just for the evening. The morning is very, very soon.
Alaric wants to break a chair, but I don't know if he's that kind of guy.
Don't break one of Evac's chairs.
I want to break some chairs so bad, but
I don't
I'm
think
just
any of us
gonna-
know mending.
I'm just kind of just do this. Like, all right, we'll wait till morning.
Where should we meet you then, Gregor? I want to get this done as soon as possible, but you are going to wait till tomorrow morning.
You can come by the barracks first thing in the morning, and
Alright.
I will head over there with you.
Um,
And after we resolve this, I don't want any more issues. And I want you to promise me, Alaric, that you'll work with me or stay out of the way.
I'm here to work with you. It would just... You have to admit that you haven't kept us entirely in the loop either. We can talk about it tomorrow.
I think I've kept you more in the loop than I'm inclined to, for most people.
Then I guess I should be more appreciative of that.
We have less than 2 days, Alaric.
We'll get this done.
And Gregor stands up, kind of gives a little bit of a nod to each of you, and walks out.
I am going to see if I can send my friends a note so they know that I haven't forgotten them.
Of course.
So we can fast track this, but my plan is to go to the gate and see if I can hand over a message to a guard, pay them money if they act all like, meh, and send them a note, say like, we'll be back in the morning. Hang tight.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay. And I got gold to make that advantage.
Okay, so the guard kind of handedly, turns you away when you flash a little bit of coin. One of the guards just kind of shakes his head and, turns around. The other one kind of pockets the note. You're not sure when they'll get it, but you figure probably sometime before the morning they might get something.
Silver, do you know where they might keep prisoners? I don't know if there's a window that I can
Would I know that?
Nope. As far as you know where the guards and the guards
Okay, never mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use my my amulet and cast daylight, and just hold it there for a good 10 minutes, and then I'll go back.
Okay, so this bright,
SOS.
shining beacon of light in the middle of the street, essentially.
We don't see it in our windowless room.
Yeah, no one else.
I don't know. Do what I can.
That's it. Skyla, Cora, and Kaylee, Nessa, what are you guys doing? Are you guys just talking? You guys...
I'm just whispering to Niessa, telling her about Northern Mountains, trying to keep her calm.
I've been trying to console Skyla after she broke down in tears.
Okay, so you guys are kind of sitting there. After, feels probably the better part of an hour, there's a little bit of a noise near the front door. Kind of sounds like maybe paper moving across stone. When he goes and finds the handwritten note that Alaric has left is there. I'm assuming briefly detailing what's going on.
Yep.
A little bit after that, are you guys going to sleep at all?
Yes, we should rest up. We want to be at our best for whatever we face tomorrow.
Okay, who's sleeping rotation? Or are you just all knocking out?
Skyla sobs herself to sleep.
Ha! Okay, after Kaylee talked to me for a bit.
No, I'm already asleep. I've stopped.
I will wake you up, woman!
I will not wake up for you.
Okay.
I'll make
I mean,
you
but
do it.
are you guys all going to sleep eventually?
We will all go.
Yes.
I don't think any of us are going to
Skyla's
watch.
first. Just...
Okay, so you guys are all taking watch.
Yeah.
After a little bit, Kaylee, you're the first one to hear it, but there's a kind of like a whispered argument going on the other side of the door. Very kind of like cutting words, not in the bardic sense, but just...
I was about to say, excuse me?
Yeah, no. There's very sharp words that are being kind of angrily whispered back and forth, and finally, one of the voices kind of like just like finalizes the conversation with like a sharp kind of tone, and you hear like a muttered like "yes sir," and then there's a soft knock on the door. As the knock comes on the door, Corin and I think you guys have pretty high passive perceptions, but I don't think Skyla does. Corin, you probably hear this. A little soft knock on the door, Kaylee, that you hear.
Without trying to wake up anybody else, like scooch over to the door and whisper into it. Hello?
Miss Kaylee. And you hear the voice of Rio.
Oh, Kaylee doesn't laugh. She doesn't do that to Rio. This is not the time, Rio. Rio? What?
Yeah,
This is a little embarrassing.
Okay, can I come in, or should we talk through the door, or
I mean, you are you're the one in charge here. You can come in if you like. This isn't my room.
Step into my office.
Yes, you're right. You actually kind of hear a little bit of a snicker. It's not from Rio.
Oh no!
Rio opens up the door, and you see one of the guards kind of stiffen up a little bit. He comes in, and he's, yes. So, what? I was woken up not too long ago. Probably a little bit later than I should have been, but they informed me of what happened here, and what's going on?
I'm so sorry. We had the party that you were at. I don't know if you noticed, but Skyla was really going to town on some of the bartender's best.
I didn't really pay attention. Is that the blue one?
That's the blue one. And she was found next to some of the gates or the fence next to the manor. She thought it was the inn. She got drunk and wandered around. And they detained all of us. Yes.
Make a persuasion roll.
Come on!
Persuasion, but a deception.
Deception?
Yeah. Natural 20. Okay,
Are you kidding?
it's a natural 20.
He got a natural 20?
No, you got a natural 20.
Oh, right. Because he likes me.
Rio is infatuated.
Yes.
I was gonna turn around and stab him. No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I slit his throat.
With
I can't take any more chances.
The captain can be a little hot-headed, especially lately. I don't know if I can do anything tonight, but I can talk to him in the morning.
Anything would be appreciated. Frankly, though, Skylar needs to sleep it off, so maybe in the morning is the better option.
I just don't, well, I mean, I wouldn't want you to miss our lunch date, Kaylee, so,
Either. I was so worried. Thank you so much.
well, I'll see you, in the morning then. Well, I guess you said that I should send you, I was going to send you something to wear, right? So, I guess I could just send it here instead, that way you're presentable.
That would be ideal. I would hate to come out of here like this, spending the night here.
And then, hopefully, well, we'll take care of this. So, good night. And,
I give him a kiss on the cheek. Thank you so much.
he turns, his ears turn, bright red.
So cute.
And then he, bows out. He does that really, over-the-top flourishing bow that he keeps doing. And then he leaves. And you guys sleep off until the morning. And we finally got through the second night of Ring of I know. Hey.
Cool. We're playing this game in real time
Mm-hmm.
because we're all about realism.
I guess.
Guys, that plan went perfectly. You didn't know that. Steph and I had that like.
We got you in the manner. We did what we wanted.
You're welcome.
So everyone knows, we're going to go ahead and end the session there because it's about 10 o'clock, and if we go much further, it's going to be getting into some convoluted plans to get people out of the nicest prison on the island.
Kaylee's gonna elect to stay. Do they need entertainment here?
Maybe. Yeah, so that was Valendor, and it might have been a little bit underwhelming compared to what I thought it was going to be for Silver's first session. It was a little chaotic.
Sorry.
Don't be sorry. It's all good.
She got sassy,
I
and
know,
I
I love it.
loved it.
I love it.
Right?
Pissing on his pancakes.
None of us got to hear it.
If
Except
Kaylee would have
Alex.
heard that, you would have seen her flip open her book and take a note.
Skyla and Yessa still haven't even met her technically yet.
Nope.
No, you've seen her now.
Like in
Skylar.
passing.
I did. Yessa didn't really.
No. Well, she might have when Alaric and her showed up, but
Maybe.
Yeah.
Either way.
hold on. I'm gonna try and see if that other battery's gonna work for me, and then I'll be right back. Of course, I know.
Oh, for the sign off.
So yeah, if
Oh my
anyone in
God.
chat has questions about what they just witnessed or about
We don't
any of the
have
rest
answers.
of the campaign, yeah, for tonight
Yeah,
we don't
any
have
questions
answers,
we
but
don't know.
questions
I literally
I don't
about
know anything.
questions about the characters, previous bits in the campaign, some of the other stuff You Pick Gaming does. Just type them in chat. We're happy to answer them.
I am so flabbergasted. All my flabbers are gasted.
That sounds uncomfortable.
It is.
Oh, my flavors are nested. I want to keep telling Yessa about the giants.
I'm just like, wow, that sounds.
Yeah.
Just
so,
like my brother.
So that happened.
Yeah, it sure did. It didn't just happen. It like careened and then exploded, and then like the shrapnel became new things.
Nobody
that caught fire.
knew what anyone else was doing, so we're like, oh, I'll solve it this way.
It caused a different issue.
I don't, like I said, there was some Benny Hill music moments in there where it was just like, we're both gonna leave this way, we're gonna both go that way, we're gonna both do this.
We're all gonna try to stealth, and everyone's gonna hear it every time. Every single time.
There was a couple moments I thought Korn was gonna do okay. That Nat 1
Yep.
killed it. But then the guards were like, okay, come with us, and then Kaylee like slapped their
Stuck
halberd.
it on my back!
So what?
That's
So I
what
was trying to talk to my
guards
friend,
do.
and he just stuck it in my back.
Yeah, you were sitting there not listening.
Rude
I'm sorry.
as murder.
I'm sorry.
Rude as like homicide.
I'm trying to move it along as best I can, guys. I know you're
And
kinda
we just keep slowing it down.
Welcome to the group, Silver.
Yeah. I hope it was okay. I hope it was a good
Oh,
session.
you're fine. Like, you know, it's always a little cumbersome introducing an entirely new entity into the mix too. So, you know, I'm a perpetuant of that too. So don't worry, it's all
But
good.
you're in now. You're in.
You're stuck in Green Hill now.
You said pissing on pancakes. You're in this now.
You're
Both
part
feet.
Of part of the.
They have to be whole. They need to be whole wheat pancakes.
Yep, whole wheat pancakes.
I need
Holy
to
pancakes.
just delete all of this. Oh wait, isn't there a clear drawing button? There it is.
Yes.
All right. It doesn't seem like anyone really has any questions.
Well, Seth has had some questions, but I've been answering them in Twitch chat.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, Alaric is not the same order as Gregor. Gregor is head of the Silver Guard, but Alaric is also a paladin, as is Gregor, and that's why they've got that thing.
They're paladins of two different deities entirely. Gregor, I've said this before, but Gregor is actually one of my favorite NPCs that I've like ever come up with. Gregor is a paladin of Kelemvor, which is the god of death. He's a neutral deity. And in the world of Valendor, he's a known deity, but he's not exactly like popular because of the distasteful subject. And I think Gregor kind of wears it well. But there's a bit of mutual respect. There's been a couple things that have happened between him and Alaric that have kind of garnered a little bit of dialogue between the two of them. But yeah, if anyone does have any questions, I'm good to hear it. Other than that, we didn't actually take a break this time because we were really trying to move through the Green Hill story arc.
Really trying.
Really trying.
This is
Never
what the
We
sixth session
went-
in Green Hill.
Oh my gosh, we're walking like backwards. I feel like.
I don't know what to tell you guys. I mean, that morning you literally assaulted the manor with lies about lichens, and then the next night you tried to jump.
Not even the next night. Later that night.
Later that day, you tried to jump the fence, failed your stealth roll, and instead of leaving, Skyla just plopped down on the ground.
Well,
And then when the guards came, several failed deception rolls later, and instead of giving in, it was just like, why don't you shut up? So at some point, it's got to come to a head. I mean, at some point, if I'm not, I feel like I'm just like almost railroading. If I don't play the characters organically, I feel like I'm railroading. If there are guards in the middle of a quarantine that have had stuff happen at the manor several times, I feel like they'd be kind of dicks and on edge.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, excuse the language, Lindsay.
all right. Well, why don't we sign off? And then we
Richards.
can continue
Yeah,
our
Total Richards.
Yes,
nonsensical.
we can do nonsense off stream. So, thank you all for coming out tonight. I hope it was enjoyable and a fun experience. And I swear, someday, the end of the Green Hill arc will happen. There is a town that is trapped in a bubble with lichens that stuff is happening in, and there's a full moon like less than 2 days away. There are things coming. I'm super excited for it as soon as we get there. Next year or two.
Most realistically, within a few months, maybe a couple months, we'll be out. Because I mean, a couple months is what, 4 sessions. But
Right. So if you guys don't already, please follow us on Twitter at UPickGaming. We also have all of our Twitters down below in the panels, including Allison's now. Also subscribe to our YouTube because we post our videos typically the day after, sometimes the night of. But the best way to figure out what we're doing and when is to follow us on Twitter. We always post what we're doing, what day, what time, even if it's impromptu. So make sure you do that. If not, we're gonna sign off.
Oh, and did you follow Allison's stuff? You already plugged it?
Mhm.
Okay. I must have missed that.
All her links are down below under art.
yep,
All
she,
that art stuff.
Because
damn art.
she does do the art stuffs.
she did
Does, and
commissions
she's
for
amazing.
Tidefall, which is one of our other campaigns. Which the next session is the 15th.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
So mark that on your calendar.
Yes.
No show. All right. If not, we're gonna head out and talk nonsense off stream.
Okay. Bye.
Okay. Love you guys. Bye.
See you. Bye.